from southwest to the northeast. Here's that time lapse again. Tornado warning continues, folks, for 6.5 more minutes for you in Trigg County, Kentucky. But I'm about to take a closer look and see if that threat has moved out of the county. Let's go back in for a tight view of that storm because we want to keep you updated on the storms. Now, interesting. This is the first little volume scan. Hopkinsville, you got to drop to your safe spot right now. This doesn't look very good. We don't have an official tornado warning for it. Just went away. I don't know if you saw that warning ring. I'm going to back it up a little bit here. You see that? That's a really concerning signature. We don't have an official tornado warning for Christian County, but it doesn't matter. I'd like folks in Hopkinsville to just get to your safe spot. Get to your safe spot because of the signature I'm seeing, this little hook that's developed just west of Hopkinsville. We talked about 70, 80 mile an hour winds. You've got to treat this like there could be a developing tornado. We don't know this or not. Doesn't matter. Damaging wind gusts are going to cause a lot of damage and it'd be frightening. So Hopkinsville, please just get to that safe spot, and I'll let you know when you can come out. Katie's, I'm going to give you the all clear. In fact, notice what the Weather Service has done. They've trimmed this tornado warning back to like a tiny finger wide sliver of Trigg County right there. So I'm going to see if we see rotation or debris with this. Let's just take a look. Wow, look at that rotation. That looks a lot more impressive. So again, it's odd, unless this is it. Tornado warning. I think we beat them. 639, Christian County, Kentucky. Got to get to your safe spot, Hopkinsville. So they're seeing what I'm seeing here, and it's in effect right now. Just issued seconds ago. Look at that. Outbound, winds away from the radar and winds toward the radar right here in Hopkinsville. Hopkinsville, take cover now. Don't panic. No need to panic with any of this stuff. Never panic with weather. Just respect it. There's 2 areas of rotation, and if you go to your safe spot, you're respecting it. You know, look at it. 1, 2, right here. So that was a really, really nasty storm, and sometimes as they move along, in Trigg County, I say was a nasty storm. It's moving out. Sometimes as they move along, when they have so much collapsing wind with them, they can spin up really fast, short-lived, but really fast developing tornadoes. And it looks like that could be in progress now in Hopkinsville. How are those cameras doing? So Christian County tornado warning. Christian County tornado warning. Let me get this up to date here. Let's see here. We're watching that move in from the west. Okay. Do we have those in southwest Kentucky? In fact, potentially tornado-producing storm in this area. Potentially. You can see in Hopkinsville and Herndon. Let's track that most dangerous part of the storm, which is right over Hopkinsville, just on the west side, and track it down toward the southeast. So notice the red box, the red boxed in area. This is the tornado warning that still lives on for Trigg County. It's not filled in for Christian County. So really, technically, it's a severe thunderstorm warning until they issue that tornado warning. And so until 7:30, you'll see that red box pop up. There it is. 6:41 issued by the National Weather Service. There's that new red box. We've been talking about this on News 4 for 5 minutes, guys, as a potential tornado-producing thunderstorm and in Hopkinsville. All right, Western Kentucky State Fair has been evacuated to the inside of the convention center. Thank you for that report. So people up there are just doing what they should do around Hopkinsville in southwest Kentucky as these storms race in. Let's do a track. Here's that storm. There could be 2 tornadoes trying to develop, one here, and there could be 1 rain wrap down toward Herndon. Hopkinsville, Herndon, Pembroke, this thing's flying along. It is zooming along, moving to the east at about 40, 45, east-southeast. Let's do that track right now, so just so you know. So it's been a little while for Hopkinsville. We had some severe weather around the Olympics time back in February. I think it was February, with tornadoes. Touchdown in downtown Hopkinsville. So let me remind you of what you're supposed to do. You got to get to the lowest level of your house, away from windows, of course. For some of you, that's a basement. That's the best place to go. Some of you don't have a basement. A lot of us don't in Southwest Kentucky and Northwestern Middle Tennessee and all of Middle Tennessee, really. And so for that reason, first floor of your house, if you don't have a basement or storm shelter, I'm just talking and tracking at the same time. Sometimes it's difficult, but we got it. And let me put this pause here. And wrap yourself in pillows and blankets. Put a helmet on your head if you can to protect yourself from flying debris. We're not really concerned about during tornadoes. You saw the Wizard of Oz, any of that nonsense happening. We're not concerned about that. We're more concerned about flying debris, which is just debris knocked around by the winds in the tornado flying through the air and hitting your body. Sometimes if it hits your head, it causes head trauma that you can't get past. And so that's why we said, wrap your head, wrap your body in pillows and blankets, put a helmet on your head, and you'll have the best chance. Live cameras. Let's go to Hopkinsville if we can. Tornado warning, Christian County. I don't know exactly what road this is, but we want to give props to the folks at WKDZ Radio for having it there and making it available to us to use whenever we want. And that's an outstanding picture. Mind you, it's 6:44. The sun goes down. This is one of the latest sunsets of the year. It's the first day of summer. Tomorrow goes down at 8:08, tonight 8:07. And so tomorrow's the latest sunset of the year, pretty much. And we're an hour and a half almost away from sunset, and it was almost like pitch black in that storm in Hopkinsville. And then this is Trigg County, this is Cadiz, and it's just light rain. Cadiz, you've got the all clear. All of Trigg County, all clear for you. Come out of your safe spot. The only area that we have concern for tornado right now is Christian County, the heart of the county, right over the community of Hopkinsville, rolling right past Herndon, Pembroke. Do not delay. You can see, because of where the storm is, I'm relying now, I've changed radars to the one out of Hopkinsville. So we're getting excellent data because it's right next to the storm. It's scanning a storm that's only a couple of miles away. And so this is as good as it gets in terms of data. Okay, so let's show you the rotation area. Here's one, and this looks like the strongest one. And let's just show you how intense it is on the south side of Hopkinsville. Here we go with that. So we've got winds away from the radar, 27. What's this one? 64. So you can add these up. So do quick math, 27 and minus 64. Absolutely, that's about 90 miles an hour when you put them together of rotation in a really tight area. So there could be a developing tornado. There could be a tornado in progress. We don't know. And again, that's not what we're concerned about. We're concerned about hearing the fact that there's a tornado warning for Christian County and then acting on it and going to that safe spot right away. Let's put it in motion again. We go back to the radar, and you can see the storms just really reaching out to Pembroke. Next in line, Todd County. Let's look for debris. Let's see if we see any debris with a storm. Let me turn up my, I have it here. Good, we got a phoner. We got someone on the phone in Christian County. Okay, what was her first name? Randy Graham, pardon me. Randy Graham from Christian County, the EMA director, joining us on the phone right now. Good evening, Randy. What can you tell us about what's going on up there? Randy, can you hear me? Okay, well, we're gonna do our best to get that phone conversation back in line. Yep, in the meantime, let's check for what we're gonna do. Let's check for debris. Let's see if we see any on our debris detector. Now, here's the goofy thing, because it's so close to the radar site, it gives you a lot of what we call noise. So I'm gonna change to back in Nashville, and I'm not seeing any clear signs of debris yet. You could see that warning ring. I'm backing up in time. This could have been debris way back here. We're looking for cool colors amidst a sea of red on debris detector. So possibly on the northwest side of Christian County, we had a touchdown right around when I told you about this thing. And then we got that warning ring. It's going to be interesting. And my guess is the folks who do storm surveys with the National Weather Service will survey tomorrow along the Trigg Christian County line, because that looks to me like legitimate debris matching up with that little hook that we had before. There's that time lapse. We had a really good looking hook a short time ago. Thankfully, it is looking less well defined right now. We've got Laura Bannon on her way to the TV station to help out with our storm coverage tonight. So she's worked all evening or all morning, and she's going to come on back. Hey, this is interesting. North of Todd County, Kentucky, there's another warning ring. Let's see what we see for rotation there. If this impacts anyone, it would be northern sections of Logan County, Kentucky. Maybe Lewisburg, maybe just north of you. We're going to stay plugged into that storm, and we will certainly let you know if anything is issued with that. Right now, it's just a severe thunderstorm warning to your west. Let's go back to what we're used to seeing. Let's reset, and let's stop it. Here's the latest time. Distance from Nashville. This is a leading edge. This thing has been flying. There's the leading edge. So working into Clarksville in the next few minutes. Time now is about 6:50. So that tornado warning, just to give you an idea, if you're just joining us, tornado warning for Central Christian County is in effect until 7:30 tonight. Until 7:30, you've got to stay hunkered down unless I let you know sooner that you're in the all clear. But you've got a little while to go in the heart of Christian County. And again, it's moving into the east side of Christian County. So we've got these storms distance from Nashville, and then we'll go back to that tornado warning. The leading edge now 40 miles or so. So the revised time working into the Nashville area, one more little distance track here. Downtown Nashville, quarter of eight, maybe 7:50, something like that, 7:45, 7:50. That's when it's going to move on through. But the severe thunderstorm warnings will come out a lot sooner. And I'm very confident we'll get issued those because it's just so hot. There's so much energy out there and so humid. Clearly looking from the... Okay? We have another Hopkinsville camera to share, and I'm not sure the exact roads we've got, but look at that storm. So tornado warning continues in Christian County for Hopkinsville. Hopkinsville, you're right smack dab in the middle of this thing, and the heart of it's over you. We'll probably see lightning flash repeatedly the longer we stay on this thing because there's so much cloud-to-ground lightning. Look at all that right around Hopkinsville right now. Pembroke, Hopkinsville to Pembroke, it's that zone where we've got to be on guard for a tornado. Herndon, you're still in this. I would not come out of my safe place, even though it may be settling down a little bit. I would just hang tight. If we have a tornado develop or in progress, it's going to be right here. It's going to be right here in all likelihood. But we know that these things can develop and quickly dissipate and reform at their own will. So whenever they want, however they want, it's just it's the dynamic nature of weather. So look at that. We still see a lot of rotation with this. Very clear rotation. Very strong winds blowing to the radar site out of Hopkinsville. I'm leaning on that radar now because it's right at the storm. We always want the lowest view of the storm because we care about what's happening close to the ground. And look at this tight rotation. I'm going to do some street spotting. But look at this tight rotation. We've got winds collectively 115 miles an hour, 120 in a very tight area. That's concerning. So Masonville, here's Hopkinsville, and let me turn off this lightning again. Hopkinsville, Masonville, let's get a little tighter. Let's pull out some of these streets so you can see where this thing could be located. About to cross Highway 41. I'm going to make these streets larger. Bardwell Lane, Pruitt Road, Anderson Lane, State Highway 115, moving toward 41. Now here's the deal. This is, you just saw that image jump. This is sort of like, I mean, these storms are going really fast. This is sort of like we're standing alongside the interstate or a busy road taking a snapshot. We're taking a snapshot, but you know, cars continue to move. So that was the snapshot a moment ago. It's moving along. So don't rely on this little area. Start to think, hey, I'm on the southwest side of Todd County. I've got to actually just maybe even get to my safe spot. We don't have a warning for a tornado for Todd County, Kentucky, but we're seeing huge rotation there, just on the west side, right. You can see our live radar coming around for another sweep, right around here, working toward Trenton. If I were you, Trenton, I would, in the name of respecting the weather, just go to my safe spot. It's just the difference of being on your couch to, for most of you, your closet, your bathroom. If you got a basement, that's even better. Hey, if it's finished, that's even better, you know, so you can be comfortable. But take your smartphone, take your tablet computer, your iPad, whatever, and watch the News 4 app. If the power goes out, and it could, it probably will, let's check for damage reports, see if we have any new ones come in. And so we've gotten a bunch already back toward Katie's. Here's one, a new one on the north side of north side of Henry County. Looks like multiple trees down near Hazel, Kentucky. So, and then we had a little hail back in through here a little while ago. Wow, ping pong ball to golf ball size. That's huge. Well, almost 2 inches in diameter. That was just northwest of the News 4 viewing area. So when we turn this off again, we're focused on severe weather developing in the mid-state. We have that tornado warning in effect. Looks like the Hopkinsville ASOS, and ASOS is just a fancy way of saying weather sensor. So the Hopkinsville Airport weather sensor just measured, just north of Clarksville, measured a wind gust of 55. And the heart of the storm may not even pass right over the radar. You know, there may have been a worse part of the storm, and so there may be some stronger wind gusts. We saw how things worked just 2 nights ago in metro Nashville and down into Williamson County, portions of Montgomery County, how, you know, some areas had 80-mile-an-hour winds and some areas had much stronger winds than that. Some areas had weaker winds, you know, so. Hopkinsville, Oak Grove, Clarksville. Storms developing around Clarksville. Again, Clarksville, you're watching us. Thank you. 7:15. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning for you. So just bear in mind damaging wind developing and moving in right now. We just talked about that airport report from just north of downtown Clarksville. Hopkinsville still in the thick of things. Tornado warning does not expire for a little while to come. I will give you the all clear, even if it's sooner than the warning expiration time, which is 7:30. So it's going to be a little while before I do that, but it looks like the hook part of this thing is right over the radar in southwest Kentucky. It's right here. So we always talk about with thunderstorms, if you can have a tornado, it's going to be around the hook part, right at the leading edge, right here, approaching the Christian and Todd County line. So what that means for you in Hopkinsville, that means weather is improving. What it means for you, well, you can't come out of your safe spot yet, but what it means for you in Trenton, Kentucky is you've got to respect this as if there were a tornado warning and be in your safe spot. I just told you that a little while ago in southern portions of Todd County. Just erring on the side of caution, why not tonight? It makes good sense when you have a storm that has this much strong activity with it coming on through. Now, one thing that could help the situation with the storm is that we see something developing right here, getting in the way of the warm, moist air coming in from the south, and that may cause the rotation to weaken. But right now, it's still quite strong around Pembroke and Trenton and just south of Elkton. So official tornado warning remains in effect for Central Christian County until 7:30. But adding to that, just work with me here, southern Todd County, I'd like you to be in your safe spot as well. Please do so. Trenton, the south side of Elkton, if you're in Elkton, why don't you do that in Guthrie, Kentucky as well. Those areas, why don't you just go there now? There's that tornado warning, so it's just come out. We've been talking about this, and they just issued for Todd County. Perfect, again. So I hope you're seeing value in watching News 4. We look at these things and we dissect the storm from top to bottom. And if we see something concerning, regardless of the information in front of us, we're going to tell you about it. And so now we have a brand new tornado warning for you in Todd County for the entire area I just told you about. And that's for 7:30 until 7:30. So Southeastern Christian and Todd County until 7:30. Potentially tornado producing thunderstorm coming on through. New warning. This is just west of Davidson County. This is not a tornado warning. So we've got those 2 tornado warnings, and we're just getting a whole bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings back and through here because these storms are that strong. And then these 2 tornado warnings in southwest Kentucky. You'll notice the storms are a little bit weaker here's the ones in southwest Kentucky that are concerning with the tornado. And then notice down into Middle Tennessee, the storms not quite as formidable. But we've got 2 areas of concern with rotation. We've got the warning ring right here on the south side. And then on the northern side, this could be a new area of concern for friends in Logan County, Kentucky. Southern Kentucky, wow, what a tough go of it tonight. Here's Logan County, Kentucky. There's Russellville. We got a new warning ring. Let's see. I'm going to see rotation here, and if we see it, we're going to send people to their safe spots. Let's see how bad this looks. Right, so we've got quite a bit of rotation. Why not? We've been doing it. Let's go 3 for 3. Russellville in Lewisburg, Kentucky. This is a really smart move for you, but especially Lewisburg, to get to your safe spot. This is Logan County, Kentucky. We don't have an official tornado warning, but we're going to just say, let's err on the side of caution tonight, and let's go there in that zone. North side of Russellville, Lewisburg, Kentucky, not Tennessee, Lewisburg, Kentucky. Let's drop to our safe spots and take our smartphones and crank up the TV loudly, because maybe your power is not going to go out, and then you can listen to it in maybe a couple of speakers or surround sound. It'll sound a little better. But here we go. So we've got these areas. I know it's just a giant mess with all these colors on here. Tornado warnings officially right there. Let me turn off this lightning. And then I'd like these folks in northern Logan County, go to your safe spot. I don't want to leave out Middle Tennessee, because parts of the mid-state are really starting to get it pretty good. So let's go in for a closer look. And it looks like, and we're going to do some storm tracks. There's just been so much rotation. I've had to really stay focused with that tornado threat. Let's track this one. It's over Clarksville. Folks, if you get some information you'd like to share with us, please do not put yourself, looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's for Logan County, what we were just talking about. Please don't put yourself in danger, but relay information to us. You can tweet us from your safe spot. Say, hey, this is what it sounds like where I live. It sounds terrible outdoors. You can remain safe and convey information. If you had a picture of the dark skies before the storm got to your area, we'd love to get it. Submit it via the News 4 app. Communicate with us via social media, Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, whatever is your favorite form, and share with us what's happening. All right, so this storm racing down to the southeast. I'm going to just redraw this just to make sure I drew it correctly. Make sure I'm happy with the speed. Moving southeast at about 40 to 45. Clarksville High School, right now, Clarksville, right overhead or moving in. It should have gotten gusty there already, because the strongest winds are sometimes on the leading edge, sometimes beneath the main body of the storm. Bellsburg, 721, Sycamore High School, 722, and Ashland City at just before 7:30. Let's do a couple more storm tracks, and then we're going back to Kentucky to track these really awful looking storms. Here's one more, and this goes southeast at about 45 or 50. Dixon, 727, Tennessee City, 718. Burns in Dixon County, 734. Nunley, that's in northern Hickman County at 738. Look at the hook and the warning ring. Let's go to debris detector. Let's go to the debris detector. You know, it's tough to tell. We'll back this up a little bit here. It's really tough to tell if this debris around Trenton is with a potential tornado, because it's sort of a noisy signature tonight. But that is the area, Trenton, like we talked about you before. You've got to be in your safe spot. And it looks like, you know, it's right in that zone. You can see that warning ring right in that zone. So the concern area concern over Trenton right now. Let's street spot for you. And then we're going to get a little wider on this to make sure there's not additional areas of rotation coming on through. Here's Trenton in southwest Todd County. Got to be in your safe spot. Pincham, Anderson, Hammocksville. That's Clarksville Road coming out of Trenton. We've got, there goes our sweep of News 4's full-warned real-time radar. Thank you for watching us on News 4. We've got you covered. I'm telling you, we're going to watch these storms until they're done, and that's going to be much later tonight. Trenton, Guthrie, in your area. Elkton, you've got a tornado warning. I'll draw it for you. It's difficult to see. It's right here. If you're watching from Christian County, Kentucky, and you're definitely within the county, not just over the line in Todd County, you're definitely in Christian County, you may come out of your safe spot. I don't see anything of concern for you. It's just over the state, or just over the county line. It's right here. This is the worst looking one that I'm seeing right now. And let me go to this other view, a little tighter view, a little closer view of what's happening. And then you can see, there we go. So right around Hammocksville, looks like Barker's Mill just east of you, pretty close to Barker's Mill. So again, that's just over the line. Guthrie. So this is just north of Clarksville. And then you can see as I get a little tighter on where we could have a tornado, we don't know for a fact, Dixie Beeline Highway, Chester Stall Road, and State Highway 181. I'm going to do a three-dimensional view of this thing. Let's do a cross-section and take a look at this in 3D. See what this looks like in a top-down view. So here it is. And it's got some pink. You can see that. What an amazing, complicated-looking storm. But you can see how the takeaway with this is see 60,000 feet. Each line is 10,000 feet. So if we can count the number of white lines, this storm, the really strong part, the red part, goes up to 40,000 feet. That's higher than jet airliners go. That's almost 8 miles. So these are very tall storms tonight. And for the meantime, right now at least, they're not showing any signs of giving up their strength. We are short on reports, but just like the other night, remember the other night? We're tracking these storms coming into the mid-state, and there are a whole bunch of warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and then later on, in the following hour, 2 hours, the reports came in. The trees down, the power lines down, the power outages. So I think there's going to be a lag time. I think we'll get a bunch more reports that we'll probably end up sharing with you on News 4 10 o'clock tonight. Here's a new report. This is probably the one I shared before. 63 miles an hour. A couple miles northwest of Fort Campbell. So that's severe. The minimum severe requirement or criteria is at least 58. So, and then look at this in Stewart County. Let's see, I haven't seen this one yet. Trees and power lines down county-wide in Stewart County. Dover, you've dealt with these. So all this is going toward, it's over Aaron right now, the gusty, damaging wind. See how close it is to Nashville, right in through here. Here's the leading edge. This is where it's going to get rocking as this comes in. So if you haven't gone for dinner in Nashville, I wouldn't go. I would just find something in the freezer and cook it up and be happy with that tonight, or have a sandwich, because this stuff is just flying along. You can see, here's the motion. Let me show you the motion for the last little while. And so this is the live camera. We're splitting our coverage right now with some live cameras in southwest Kentucky, and it's very helpful to just see what's going on there, ground truth of the storms moving in. Let's turn lightning back on. Here's the last 15 minutes alone. Let me give you 30 minutes worth of motion. Look at how fast that's coming in. So if that's 30 minutes, okay, good, all right. Okay, we've got Trooper Brian Luckett. I hope I said that correctly. He is a Kentucky State Police trooper on the line. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good. All right. So what's going on up there? What do you know about what's happened so far in Kentucky?
Right now we have our post is currently holding about 50 calls for service is what our dispatch advises at this time. We have had numerous trees down throughout the area in the Post 1 region, and we're also, they've been called to numerous power lines down, and including fires to go with those power lines down.
That is awful. And where are most of these calls in Kentucky coming from? Are they all across several counties? Are they focused in one area?
Yes, sir. Mostly in Fulton, Graves County is what the majority of calls are coming in right now.
Gotcha.
It looks like the hardest hit area is going to be the Priorsburg area.
Gotcha. So Fulton and Graves County, that's just west of the News 4 viewing area, but it's the same core of storms. Have you heard anything about any damage in, say, Callaway, Trigg, Christian, Todd counties yet?
Not at this time, not yet. Right now we have had reports going up to Marshall County. There was semis turned over on I-24, but besides that, we're still waiting to be advised.
Gotcha. Semis turned over, unbelievable. All right, sir, I'm sure you're very busy. We've got Trooper Brian Luckett on the phone with us tonight. Thank you for taking a few moments, and we'd love to hear from you again in just a little bit, because my guess is these reports will continue to flood in. Look at the leading edge of this. Again, if you're just joining us in News 4, tornado warnings in effect, Christian and Todd counties. Now it's just a little tiny part of Christian, but I'm telling you, Christian County, my concern for you is gone. So the official part of the screen says, yeah, Christian County, Kentucky, tornado warning, but it's just a little teeny tiny part, and it's back in through here. The threat is gone. It's east of you. It's Todd County. So remain focused on Todd County for the tornado, threat. Elkton, Trenton, Guthrie, Kentucky. On the left side of your TV screen, we've got Mobile 4. And do we have a location of Mobile 4 right now? Okay. All right, so we've got Mobile 4 driving toward Clarksville, or through Clarksville toward the state line, likely to do some sort of debris recon. Severe thunderstorm warnings, a whole bunch of them on the leading edge of this. Let's go back to forewarned real-time radar, and this still looks really concerning on the leading edge, in the heart of this tornado warning, Guthrie, Kentucky. Look at that inflow notch. If we have a tornado, it's going to be right here, right around here, on the east side of Guthrie. You can see that sweep coming on by. Very strong storms developing farther south, Robertson County, severe thunderstorm warning. Look at that cell. And there could be some hail. We could get additional hail reports. Let me pull up storm threats. Hail is just developing with this system now near Coopertown. Could be some just south of Cedar Hill. But look at this. Let's go north into Kentucky. Let me turn off this lightning. And look at how significant this hail is. Now, just a moment ago, it was the size of potentially golf balls. Let me try this one more time here. All right, 1-inch diameter hail. So that's the size of quarters, and that's severe criteria. We've got that for northern portions of Logan County, and we've got that for the main body of Todd County, Kentucky. Tornado warning, Elkton Point South in Todd County, Kentucky. Thank you for watching on News 4. You're watching News 4's real-time radar. Time now is 7:10 in the evening, and we're just getting going. Laura Bannon just coming in to join for our storm team coverage here. We're just getting going with what looks like a long evening of storms. And so they're just starting to work down into the mid-state. If you're watching from anywhere in the mid-state except for the northwestern quadrant, the weather's still nice. It's very warm. It's muggy outdoors. All the activity is north and west of this line. You see that? Okay, we have some video that just came in from Clarksville. So let's take a look at that. As looks like this may be coming off of social media. And this is what we call the Gust Front. We've got that photographed pretty well. And it's called the Gust Front, so it's the leading edge of the collapsing thunderstorm coming in. And it shows the leaves blowing around a little bit, sort of the leading edge of the storm before the rain and the hail really starts to develop. So sometimes these winds can be sort of light and brisk, as they are here, 20 miles an hour. And sometimes they can get crazy and go to 80 or 90. We don't know what they are like within these storm cells until they come on by. We have an idea, and we can surmise that. So we've got this storm threat button, and sometimes it gives us a good clue as to exactly how strong the wind is, and we can look at the storms and pull up some wind information. Like, for example, let me just take a look at some of these numbers here, and this can give us an idea of how strong it could be. It could be as strong as 75. Not to say it's right in that area, northwest of Clarksville, Montgomery County, but it could theoretically be that strong. Tornado warning remains in effect until 7:30. Tornado warning officially canceled for Christian County. Officially canceled for Christian County. And Laura Bannon is here. She's mic'd up. Is that correct?
I am mic'd up, ready to go.
Very good.
Switch gears.
You want to take a moment and just run the radar for a moment?
Yeah, I can do that. So right now, as Dan's been talking about, we have this tornado warning that's currently in effect for right now. It's with this line of thunderstorms that we've been tracking really all day long. You remember this morning I was on the air talking about this as it was zipping down closer toward our area. So the tornado warning's still in effect for the next, let's see, about 18 minutes. So that's from now until about 7:30 this evening here. So let's go ahead, let's zoom in closer, take a look at some of the communities that's going to be involved with this. So I do want to give the all clear for folks in Pembroke here this evening. This storm has cleared out of your area, but folks in Russellville also really feeling the impacts of this severe thunderstorm that's plowing through. So it's a really high wind threat that we've been tracking here. And as these storm reports continue to come on in, we're really getting the impacts and hearing about a lot of damage as far as the trees coming down and power outages with this line of thunderstorms. So the tornado warning is still in effect from now till 7:30. Zooming in a little bit closer. So for folks that are in Guthrie, and I do want to give the heads up a little bit further down the road, out ahead of that, folks for Adams also want to be thinking about getting into their tornado safe place. Now is the time that you need to be doing something. It's not the time to go outside and take a look at what's happening. So right now, tornado warning is currently in effect. We're still looking at this to be radar indicated. So as of right now, looks like we don't have any confirmed reports, but we're still seeing some strong signatures on this that we could potentially be talking about some spinning in the atmosphere. Let's put a track on this. It is moving at a fairly decent clip as it moves off toward the south and southeast. I'm going to say, just from what I've been noticing, I noticed that it's kind of slowed down significantly. About 25, well, 30.
About 40 I've been tracking these.
40, okay. So I was thinking it was about 30, 35. So putting this out, I have to zoom out just a little bit there. So give you a better look. So zooming out, so you can see Clarksville all the way through Russellville, but it's that center line right there where we're seeing the spin in the atmosphere. So as I just shouted out a little bit ago, Adams, about 7:25 here this evening. So that's about 10 minutes from now. So as I mentioned before, although that tornado warning has not been extended for your area, it's not a bad idea to go ahead, go into your safe place. Your safe place in your home. Now you got to think about the way your home is structured. You want to stay as far away from windows as possible. The lowermost part of your home is really going to be the best place. So if you have a basement, you want to go in down there. And you also, one thing that I always talk about when it talks about tornado coverage and tornado warnings, you want to turn your TV up as loud as possible so you can hear us. We're going to stay on the air until this threat completely clears over. So in the event that there's a lot of noise, a lot of things that may be happening, perhaps there's damage that's being kicked up, you can at least hear the sound of your TV. So a little bit further down the line, also looking at Barren Plain, 7:32 here this evening. So that's about 17 minutes from now. Springfield, 7:44. And then you're looking at the Springfield High School area. So if you're in that area and you know where you are in retrospect to where that high school is located. Extending out, still looking at the severe thunderstorm warnings along this line. It's still really giving us a lot of grief right now as far as with that high wind threat. Still not quite to the Nashville area just yet. Are you all good? Switch gears, I'll drive for you.
It's fine, yeah. We've got a picture to share.
Okay.
Picture to share, and this is Oak Grove Church Road, I understand, in Cadiz. So we've got some wind damage, obvious wind damage, and it looks like it's not a branch. That came right from the tree itself, and it just broke it off toward the bottom. So
now what's that white thing on the bottom right there by that tree?
White thing at the bottom.
Do you see that?
Yeah, it looks like a little dog.
Is it like
maybe
bark
a little
or
lab.
something? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little lab. So.
Oh, it's an animal. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got that. We'll have more of these reports coming in as we head through the evening, and we're just going to have to watch this very, very carefully. So into Middle Tennessee right now, the activity's developed, and so you can see once in a while we'll actually see a little warning ring pop up, but look like the main track, if we can track that moving into southern Logan County, the main threat is right where that hook is. So right in from here, it's going to be probably moving something like this. So moving into northern portions of Robertson County, into Sumner County. If you're watching from Sumner County, we're watching this threat. Joe Burns High School, 722. Cedar Hill, about 726. Barren Plain, 731. Springfield High School. The threat for the main band to come on through. Now notice ahead of that, we've got some other stragglers, some other initial showers and storms developing. But Orlinda, 746, Cross Plains, 753. In Mitchellville, could be some very gusty wind, lots of lightning and thunder coming on through about 7:55 or so. That's with this. Again, we've got that tornado warning for 13 more minutes in the southern half of Todd County, right in through here. So it's quickly moving into northern portions of Robertson County and then southwestern portions Yeah, and you can see why. Tornado warning just came out for Robertson. So things are changing. Okay, Laura?
Yeah, so, while you're on the air, you were actually just talking about that. So they went ahead, this just happened within the last minute. They went ahead, they reissued a tornado warning. That is currently for Robertson County. That's going to remain in effect from now until 8 o'clock. So they're still saying that the radar indicated. They're saying that the main threat is southeast of Guthrie or northwest of Springfield. So still moving at that fairly decent clip that we're talking about 30, 35 miles per hour.
Exactly. So right here. So if we could clear that off and then get tight and do some street spotting and maybe see if we see any rotation with this. But the far northwestern corner, she just pointed out, so you can see that the focus is moving away from Todd County. Todd County, officially, you've got 12 more minutes, maybe 5 more minutes, and we'll give you the all clear. Not quite yet. But so there's Adams. This is Interstate 24. Here's Keysburg, and it's right along the Keysburg and Adams line. Somewhere in there, that maximum area of rotation or that biggest potential for a tornado. Here's Hooper's Hollow Road. This is Darnell. And we've got Hugh, it looks like Hugh something road. Tough to sort of read there.
It's Hugh Gin Road.
Hugh Gin
That's
Road,
the way
okay.
I look at it.
State route or State Road 161. And then Fizzer Road, a little farther east of there, and then we get to Barren Plains. So then you're getting into the heart of Robertson County. So in this tornado warning, I don't know if it's populated yet, but it looks like Barren Plains, Cedar Hill, is it colored in yet? Can you see that yet, the tornado warning, the red box? If so, just go ahead and draw it. If not, we're gonna say it's in this zone.
Yeah,
right
it's just a
here.
little bit. I had to extend the view so you can see it there.
There it is, perfect. So
all the way out. So heads up for folks all the way in Lorelinda, Cross Plains, Greenbrier. You're definitely farther out down the road, but now is the time that you want to be thinking about getting to your tornado safe place.
Exactly. And when we talk about tornado safe places, we're talking about you, Springfield, Cross Plains, Greenbrier. You've got to get, if you've got a basement, you've got to get down there, storm shelter. If you don't, so many of us do not, then you go to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outdoors. For most of you, you don't want windows. For most of you, that's a bathroom or a closet. Some people don't have a room that doesn't have windows. They don't have a good option. And in those cases, you got to be creative. Maybe go to the hallway, get as far from the outdoors, as far from a window or a wall that you can be. But you've got to be there, the heart of Robertson County, tornado warning in effect. And what's the expiration time? Looks like 8 o'clock for that, moving along. So pushing down to the south and east. There's some rotation. It's not tremendous. It's not as strong as it was before, but there's definitely a little notch, an inflow notch, and it's along that notch around Adams and Barren Plains. You go ahead, Laura.
You know what? It sounds like we have a live picture right now with Mobile 4 that's out on the road. And I'm sorry, could you remind me exactly where they're located? In Pembroke, Kentucky, heading north on I-24. So we're not seeing a whole lot in the way from right now, but you can see that the roads are wet. We've got a little splash up on there, so we've got eyes on the roads now.
Yeah, Pembroke, pardon me, Pembroke is just, if I'm right, is just east of Hopkinsville. So they've had this come on by.
Yep, so they're in the clear,
so things are improving.
Yeah.
But it was the suspicious area, initial suspicious area was back here on the border of Trigg and Christian County. So I'm not sure if they're going to go back there and take a look at that. Springfield, this is not the main event. You've had a thunderstorm develop right over you. Could we turn on lightning and see how electrical this initial part is? Look at that. And so there could be some hail with that. We've got just a rapidly developing storm as this next one comes on through. So it's really coming down against Springfield. You're in that zone where you have to get to your safe spot. Cross Plains, Adams, Port Royal, Shady Grove. Tornado warning continues for Robertson County. It was in effect. It's still in effect officially for Todd County, Kentucky until 7:30, but we really feel strongly you can come out of your safe spot, Todd County. So no more concern, Christian County, no more concern, Todd County, Kentucky for tornadoes as that threat has moved away. Here's the leading edge. What Laura's doing is it looks like she's tracking this first storm. That's going to take it to the heart of Sumner County. So if you're watching from Cross Plains, White House, Cottontown, Gallatin, you're in this list here. Notice Cottontown about 8:04 after we get through all these other places. Springfield High School 7:33. You know, it's pretty well over you, but it's moving in from the northwest. And then farther down the list here, about 50 minutes from now, Gallatin High School at 8:15 in the heart of Gallatin too. Can we reset for a moment and just show the broad view and show how this is evolving, getting closer to Nashville? So you can see, wow, this is really leaning out and it's firing new storm thunderstorms coming in. So we're going to start to see these storms showing lightning and thunder on our cameras pointed toward the north, the cameras that we have in downtown Nashville. I don't know if we can get those sort of prepared, but we should start to see some pretty good electricity with these storms as they race to Dixon. They're over, looks like Charlotte right now, Waverly. You're in the thick of it. I'm sure the wind has been howling out there. Thunderstorms continue. Now Centerville, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's do a bunch of storm tracks along this line and show people, just give them an idea of what's going on. It's just not Robertson County, it's this whole line. So we've got Decatur County, Benton County, all this moving to the south-southeast at about 40 to 45 miles an hour. It's racing quickly. That's good news for later on tonight. It's going to be better sleeping, but for the next, say, 3-4 hours in Middle Tennessee, it's going to be a little active. Lobelville, right in the heart of Perry County, 739. Potentially damaging storms coming in. Pinewood, that's in Hickman County, 747. We've got, looks like Nunley, 751, also really in northern Hickman County. Then Centerville, 758. Hickman County High School, right around 8 o'clock. East Hickman High School, right around 8 o'clock as well. So this band, the leading edge, is going to be right here around 8 o'clock tonight. That's for Hickman County. That's for Humphreys County, portion to Dixon County. Let's track farther north. Let's go back toward Dixon and Cheatham County and then track closer to Nashville and get a time estimate for the folks watching there. And so once we do that, you'll see Nashville, it's not far away. It's almost on Pleasant View. The wind's going to kick up. If it's not in Pleasant View already, starting to get breezy, it will any second, because Pleasant View is essentially right here. It should be starting to get pretty windy out there. Charlotte at 728. It's pretty much over Charlotte right now. Bellsburg, 729, again in progress. Cheatham County High School, 731. What you got, Laura?
All right, so we actually just got off the phone with the Robertson County EMA. So far, no report of any damage at this time, so that's good.
Okay.
But we still have that tornado warning that's in effect and from now until 8 o'clock. Some things that was mentioned, though, is that the tornado sirens are currently going off in the county. And the only thing that they're noticing right now is the very heavy rainfall that's coming down in Robertson County. So we're still seeing, and there's some talk right now about the reason why the tornado warning was issued is that they're still seeing the signs of that brief spin up that we can typically have been seeing with this line of thunderstorms that you first got on the air.
Exactly, okay.
And then also this just came out, so we now have some power outages that are being impacted in folks for Van Leer. So that just kind of shows you the magnitude of just how powerful these storms are. It's enough to knock the power outages. So make sure, if you're in the time and you're in that upline of that thunderstorms that's going to be coming through, now's the time to be making those preparations, charging your phone, thinking and getting to that tornado safe place. That's, again, as we continue to mention, it's going to be the lowest level of your home. You want to do as much as possible and think about the layout of your home. Think inside, away from windows. You don't want to go and take a look outside the window. Now's not the time to go and do that. So let us talk you through as far as what's happening and want to go to that tornado safe place, especially for those folks that are in the path of this thunderstorms. And we've got Nashville down the line here that's going to be feeling the impacts of this line of thunderstorms here shortly. So if you see up on your screen, Bellsburg, we've got 729 right now. That's just a couple of minutes down the road. Ashland City, 737 this morning. So as I mentioned before, now's not the time to get outside and take a look at what's happening. So for that tornado warning, let's zip up. We want to do I will drive for you, and we can put some more tracks on that.
Sure, we've got some video.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, this video out of Pembroke, Kentucky. So, wow, look at that. Is that a funnel that we see there?
Yeah, there it is.
Right here. See if I can pop in front of this thing, but you see a definite lowering. Yep, so there's definitely,
I can see that.
We were tracking this rotation before. Look at that funnel extending down. Now, was this a tornado at the time? We don't know, because we can't see beyond this tree line. It looks like that rotation is on the other side. You don't have a tornado until the circulation comes in contact with the ground. But there absolutely was some circulation there to make for that funnel, and that prompted the tornado warning. And what we saw on the radar obviously prompted the tornado warning as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if that funnel ever did touch down. We're watching severe weather move into the Nashville area. It's going to happen in just the next, say, 30 minutes or so. Thank you for choosing News 4 to just track these storms, and we're not going to leave you until they are out of the area and the threat is gone. But here's Davidson County, severe thunderstorm warning just west of Nashville. A new storm developing right along Interstate 24 up in the Jolton area. So the leading edge of these storms is actually firing new storms as they come on through. So Laura's actually showing the distance from downtown Nashville, 18 miles. If they're moving at 40 to 45 miles an hour, we're probably only about, 20 minutes away from Nashville, something like that. So from downtown. So around 7:50, we've been talking about that time for a while. They are racing on through, so she's sort of broadening the view. And it looks like in the next hour, they're going to be through. They're going to get into Rutherford County in just the next hour. That's how fast these are moving. And Robertson County tornado warning right down through Dixon. We've got potential for severe weather, but it's just really Robertson County where that tornado threat remains. So Sycamore High School in place right now. Cheatham County High School moving in right now overhead. Jolton 746, but notice you've got a new storm developing where you are. Whites Creek 752, Davidson Academy, that's on the north side of town at 755, and Bordeaux at 758. What's the new development, Laura?
You know, so right now they actually just went ahead. They issued a severe thunderstorm warning for that southern part of the line. I would not be surprised if we saw another warning come out here that's going to be extended with what we're seeing in through Davidson County. So here's the concern. There's winds upwards of 70 miles per hour. So this is almost a situation where we are going to be talking about significant damage. So prepare for the power outages and trees to be down and power lines with that. So that's something that they're monitoring right now because of that high wind threat. So winds upwards of 70 miles per hour.
Okay, we just got word that we've got more than 4,100 power outages in Kentucky alone. So, but as Laura just mentioned, that's going to be a problem in Tennessee. It's starting to develop now in Tennessee. Here's that new severe thunderstorm warning. Hickman, Lewis, Perry, northern portions of Wayne County. So here's Lawrenceburg. This is Wayne County. You're in that. There's a new one. So we've got now Davidson County. Severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, let's do all these tracks. Racing southeast at about 45 miles an hour. So Perryville 738, Beardstown 742, damaging wind gusts, lightning and thunder, very heavy downpours around Pinewood 743, Wrigley at 751. Laura's actually looking and she's identifying some areas where we could have some pea to dime size hail, maybe some nickel size hail. These aren't huge hailers tonight. They're very heavy rain producers. The main threat is, we talked about all along, damaging wind gusts coming right down through there. If we could do a storm track a little farther north, and we'll track it through Nashville again, showing it eventually getting to Williamson County. See if you can do one here right down through Franklin and Brentwood. Severe thunderstorm warning, 8:15 is the expiration time in Nashville. So what this means is if you have some evening plans, if you're going to a late movie, it's not a bust. If you're in the Nashville area, this is going to be past us for the late movie, for the 9:30, 10 o'clock. You got nothing to worry about. Let this stuff get out of the way. Move on through. All these white dots indicate places that have been popped up here. We've got White Bluff, about 739, Kingston Springs. So Kingston Springs right about, bam, right here. And that's at 745, Harpeth High School 747, and Pegram at 748. So obviously later than that, the farther south you are. Estimating based on what I see right now at 7:30, these storms, let's do a distance track if we can from the leading edge here down to, say, Franklin. Should be about 30 miles. 25 miles.
You said you want
Let's do the leading edge, yeah, something like that. So 25 miles.
Yeah.
What this is showing is that Franklin, it's probably going to move in around 8 o'clock. Around 8 o'clock. Time now 7:30. The gusty winds, the lightning, the thunder, that sort of thing. And then obviously after that for Murfreesboro and points farther south. Back to the tornado warned storm, it's right here. So this is the main storm we've been watching, and it's sort of coming together with a brand new thunderstorm that's developed in the heart of Robertson County. And look at the big electrical part of the storm. Just tremendous lightning and thunder out there. And probably, just like we had the other night, this looks similar to what moved through Thompson Station with all that lightning, just so much energy with a storm. This thing, as it collapses, may throw out additional damaging wind gusts. So it's moving to the east-southeast. And so we can track this, the main threat. Looks like it's rolling right through Springfield right now. You've got to be in your safe spot. Springfield, Cross Plains, Orlinda, Greenbrier, until all this moves on by.
I'm going to put this right on top there.
Okay, so we're getting a precise track showing this moving down through Gallatin, eventually Bellwood and far northeastern portions of Wilson County. And here we go. Here's your updated time, folks. East Robertson High School, pretty much right now. Cross Plains, 7:37 in 5 minutes. White House High School, 7:45. Then we get to the 8 o'clock hour. Gallatin High School, around 8:02. Castellan Springs, 8:09. Hartsville in the heart of Trousdale County, so it's right under this thing, 8:18. Dixon Springs and Riddleton, around 8:31. So it's zooming along, and new cells are developing on the leading edge. Notice east of Franklin, Kentucky, we're getting some development there. So Simpson, Allen counties, you're going to see some of this moving in through here shortly. Scottsville, just south of you. Cumberland County, Kentucky, new development's going to happen here in just the next little while. All of south central Kentucky getting into that. And then Macon County, it's just north of you in Lafayette as it all settles down into the north side of town. This is right on Interstate 24. I don't know if we can, this is almost in the TDOT camera range. Can we see any of the lightning? Can we see any of the lightning from one of our cameras downtown Nashville looking northwest? Because it's starting to get really dark out there as these storms are moving in, and I bet we have a pretty good lightning show. Jolting downpours, severe weather possible with any of this. The strongest part of what we're seeing tonight is here. And then let's just go up to southern Kentucky, make sure there's not little additional areas of circulation, little hooks that we need to sort of monitor. Bowling Green, Warren County, this whole area, a massive severe thunderstorm warning. So it's a huge zone that's been sort of enveloped in that. Russellville, very electrical. Hopkinsville, the weather is so much better. So the only tornado warning that we have now is in Robertson County, and that's in effect for another 25 minutes or so. 25 minutes. Let's go to that live camera if we can do that just for a minute. Can we put that behind me? This is one of the T-dots, so this looks like it's probably on the north side of town. White House, okay, way up there, so up in Robertson County. This is around, hey, it looks like maybe in the distance there's some darker skies with the storm, and we can actually see some of the rain in the distance there. This is downtown Nashville, so we're looking probably just northwest of town, and it looks like a little rain curtain the farther you look. And if we hang with this just for a moment, it'll be interesting to see. If it were dark, we'd see a bunch of lightning. But it's sort of tough when it's still, 30 minutes before sunset. But the darker clouds are beginning to move in. So if you're down in Williamson County, Rutherford County, the heart of Davidson County, you look outdoors and you see the patio umbrella still up, you got to get outdoors and put it down because it could become a projectile. When I was down in Thompson Station yesterday, I can't tell you, I probably saw four trampolines from kids that were just tossed. They were laying near the side of the road because of the wind. Those are just wind canopies that just get sucked through the air. So storms developing as the gusty winds come on through, getting gusty now Kingston Springs, knocking on the door of West Nashville here, and then farther north. Now the storms, one thing I want to point out, the gusty wind's not going away. But the storm identity is looking more ragged. You can see these thunderstorms, and they're just looking more, I guess, ill-defined, if you will. There's the yellows and oranges and reds, not really. They're certainly menacing. They're still producing damaging wind gusts and lightning and thunder, but it looks like they're trying to weaken. And that's a trend we're going to see through the overnight. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch for the entire mid-state until either 10 o'clock, depending on where you are, or 1 o'clock in the morning until they start trimming it back. And so there'll be several hours of at least a chance of severe weather, but as the storms move on through, they will be weakening some. Here's an updated track Laura just put up there for us. Pegram 7:45, time now 7:36. Jordonia at 7:46, Davidson Academy 7:48, and you can see the storms racing into Davidson County. Hunters Lane High School 7:49, in Bordeaux around 7:50 p.m. Tornado warning continues, Springfield and Robertson County. Go ahead, Laura.
Okay, so I know you've been on this for a while, but Billie Eilish, that is a big event that's going on here this evening. I actually had a couple of neighbors that said they were going out and attending. When I hopped in the car to come here, they were actually heading out the door, blankets and all. So due to lightning in the area, they are evacuating the venue. So they're saying that the fans there, they're asked to go to the nearest exit and seek shelter in a nearby parking garage or in the vehicles for safety. So because of the lightning and that event that's happening right now, they're saying that. So, and if you're watching right now, you may be saying, well, this isn't impacting me. Perhaps you have a friend or family member that is at that event. So go ahead and shoot them a text, give them a call, make sure they are aware of the situation. And make sure they're connected. News 4 app is a great tool to have. They can track the radar and wait for that storm threat to completely pass over. Also, and then so while you were just talking, also with that severe thunderstorm warning that's currently in effect, they're still on target for winds upwards of 60, 70 miles per hour that's entering the northwest corner of Davidson County. And those are the thunderstorms, and that's the intensity that we're talking about that's going to be moving into the downtown area. Also,
that's News 4 parking lot, I think. We're looking northwest from News 4, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a live look there. That's right out there in the studio. So we just mentioned looking northwest of that line of thunderstorms coming in. So some other damages too that we're talking about that's now just coming in Charlotte, Dixon County, the intersection of West Cedar and North Charlotte, getting some reports of tree damage. Winds are estimated there about 50 miles per hour. That actually just came in about a couple of minutes ago, around 7:30. So folks in Dixon County seen some tree damage already. And this was just coming in. We just see another tornado warning. Let's see if we can zoom in closer for that one.
Go ahead.
So this one is for Allen, Simpson, and
Okay.
Warren in Kentucky. This is going to be in effect until 8:15 here this evening. So we have another tornado warning that was just indicated. This was just in on the wire. Still saying radar indication, so they're still seeing something, some type of spin in this atmosphere that's going to allow for that tornado warning to continue. Still at that fast clip, about 45 miles per hour. So they're saying this is about 7 miles south of Three Springs.
Allen, Simpson, and Warren. Okay, let's shift north.
Sure.
Get that set up.
I'll get
We've got the Robertson County EMA director, where the tornado warning continues there around Springfield. Joining me on the phone, it's actually R.L. Douglas. Good evening, R.L.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing fine. We're just real busy here. What you got up there in Robertson County?
Well, we've got several trees down. We've got one down that's on a house. We don't know if anyone's injured or not in that house because the call just came in. But we probably got 4 or 5 trees down. But other than that, we're pretty good down here. The wind's blowing relatively hard, and that's about it. And it's raining like the dickens. But other than that, we're pretty level down here.
Good. Where were those trees down? Do you know, sir?
The trees was down. One was over on Keeney's Road, and the other 2 or 3 was down right here in the city of Springfield.
Very good. Well, it looks like the worst part of the storm is passing by Springfield itself, and so the weather's going to start to improve. But we so appreciate. Yep, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I'm glad it's moving by.
Yeah. So things will be improving, but we so appreciate the information. And if you get more reports in, please let us know. As still the eastern part of your county is under the gun with that tornado warning. So.
Yes, sir. I will.
Good. R.L. Douglas, EMA Director in Robertson County. So 2 tornado warnings now, one still Robertson County, and this is clearly the worst part of the storm where we have the biggest threat for damage. And so Laura just did a little track of that. It's going to take it in this general area that's moving right toward Gallatin, right through the heart of Smyrna County. Hendersonville is not going to be far from that, but it's probably going to pass to your north, but we'll keep our eyes on it. 808 Gallatin, about that time. So you don't have a tornado warning right now in Sumner County, but we're watching it carefully. Castallion Springs at 820, and then into the northern side, at least of Wilson County, looks like Lebanon High School around 827. If we could go to this other tornado warning, because Southern Kentucky, this hook looks just unbelievable.
And that was actually, when it first came out, that caught my eye. So that is something pretty significant.
It is. So,
so let's do this. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Let's get a good track on this one.
So correct me if I'm wrong. It's Warren, Simpson, and Allen counties. Is that correct? for the tornado warning?
1 second, sorry.
And let's get that
yeah,
expiration
that's correct.
time.
So we have Allen, Simpson, and Warren. That's going to be in effect from now through 8:15. Allen, Simpson, and Warren. So located south of Three Springs. They're saying about northeast. I want to say more of an easterly path.
Here's the deal. This is I-65. Looks like it's moving east southeast.
Yeah, it's a little bit more south then.
Yep. So it just passed I-65, and it's just trying to spin up. I mean, it may be in progress. We don't know, but tornado warning. So if you're watching Scottsville, it is coming your way. Scottsville, you've got to get to your safe spot. Again, don't panic. It's never a good idea to panic. You just act quickly. You drop what you're doing, whether you're eating a late evening snack or early evening snack, and you just move right to your safe spot. It looks like Scottsville, 8 o'clock. So 18 minutes. That doesn't mean you delay 15 minutes and go to your safe spot. That means you got to go now to crank up the TV set. You've got a moment to maybe gather some cushions from the couch, some pillows, some blankets, wrap your body. If you have a bike helmet not far away, motorcycle helmet is always best. Full frontal, protect your head from flying debris and get to that safe spot. Here it is on the western side of that county, just west of Scottsville. And you can see some rotation as we go away from the radar, toward the radar. So right there around Pope, Trammell, Mount Ariel, that general area in southern Kentucky. There's Hillsdale, Gold City, it's just past you. We'll broaden out a little more, get some more recognizable towns if we can just for a moment. Halfway, I see it hiding there, there's Scottsville. So again, Interstate 65, boom, right here. So that'll take you up to Louisville. It's east of that, just east of that. We've got rotation that's developed there and on its way to the community of Scottsville. Now, once it gets past Scottsville, let's broaden out again. So this is on the south side, way south of Warren County's in this, but way south of Bowling Green. It's going to go to Hopkinsville. That's the next area or past just south of Hopkinsville. And notice just south of there, we've got Macon County, and eventually we've got Clay County. So you've got to pay special attention to this, because if it trails down into Middle Tennessee, this could in time become, if it's not Hopkinsville storm, it could become Salina storm. Here's that trajectory again. Boom. It looks to me like it's got its eyes on northeastern portions of Macon County, maybe in time western portions of Clay County. Laura?
Okay, so I'm going to swing it a little bit farther down toward the south. We're now getting where power outages have topped 25,000 across the northwest counties, looking at the online outage map. So that really goes to show you the intensity, that these are just, it's enough to really knock out a lot of power outages. So we're seeing that a big problem as this line of thunderstorms come through. Yeah. So if you are watching us here this evening and the storms have not arrived in your area, we are giving you the big heads up that now's the time to start making your preparations. Grab your phone, take a look at your battery percentage, see where it's at, grab a charger, start charging it. If you have a little battery pack, something that you can just kind of charge on the go, that's going to be something that you'll need to prepare. And also some things that you want to be thinking about with the tornado warnings and this high wind threat. You want to be thinking about the outlay of your home. You want to get to the innermost place from your home. And also something that we like to talk about, as you mentioned before, the bike helmet. Also want to be thinking about the shoes that you are currently wearing. It's summer, people are in flip-flops, shorts, all the elements. You want to have some sturdy shoes on in the event that you end up with damage within your home and you have to walk through damage. And you can't be doing that in flip-flops. It's very, very dangerous. And that's really especially so for children, too. Think about your children with the shoes that they're currently wearing on. So if the storms have not arrived in your area, and there's still a lot of folks that this has not arrived, we're still looking at this. I mean, this is now literally knocking on the door of Nashville. So let's put this at the stop right now. And we'll zip in a little bit closer. Where are we looking at? This is northwest?
No, it's outside.
Outside of this.
It's coming down.
Yeah,
so you can
see the tree swaying on the, and there's a pole right there. You see that little white flag? It might be covered up by a...
That's our anemometer.
Yeah.
Just below
that. Is that what that is? Okay.
That is, yeah.
It looks like zoomed in. I normally see flags out on the horizon.
Yep, that is just wild out there. And this is West Nashville. This is Knob Road. So this is the leading edge of these storms coming in, and we're getting a live view of what it's going to look like maybe in downtown Nashville, maybe over in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Hendersonville momentarily. the trees swaying, and easily branches will come down, and some of the trees will come down, and power lines too.
Let's see, 50 to 70 mile an hour winds now in downtown. So let's move in closer. We just got some flashes of the light here in the studio.
Yep.
So we're staying on for extended coverage because of this threat. We do have the severe thunderstorm warnings that's currently in for Davidson County. Moving in closer, so what's that? You want to move into Gallatin?
When you're done, let's just go back to Robertson, because that shows tight rotation. Let's look for
it has
debris.
tightened up.
It's tightened up a little bit,
Okay.
yeah.
And there's the power out.
All right, so power outages. So we heard the wild wind here, the rain starting to move in, and it just knocked out power in West Nashville. So now we're on generator power. And so expected wherever you are. In fact, if you're in Franklin, Smyrna, Laverne, Lebanon, Gallatin, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, those areas a little ways ahead, find your flashlights, find your candles. Candles are not best, so hopefully you have a whole bunch of flashlights, and just prepare to lose power, because there's going to be, what did you say, 25,000?
25,000, and that's just farther off toward the north and west. Looks like we just now got another tornado. Oh no, my apologies. So went ahead, made some adjustments to that tornado warning that was in southern Kentucky. It's now going to impact folks for Allen and Warren County.
Yeah.
Still on track for 8:15. This was the one that we were saying that looked a little significant, a little fishy. So we've got.
Rotation right on Scottsville.
Yeah, there it is. So I know several people in Scottsville. So if you are here and you're listening to our coverage right now, now's the time to be thinking or need to be moving into your tornado safe place. Right there, Dan just circled that area of concern. So folks that are watching in Scottsville, now is the time to be moving. These storms are moving at an incredible rate. If you think about it, just about 20 minutes ago, we were talking about the storms being about 25, 30 miles west of Nashville, and now here we are still on target for 749. And Dan, you said 750 all along, and that's right on track for what we were talking about.
Good. And so, look at the two tornado warned areas. This one looks like it's trying to get down to Hendersonville. Let's go in and take a closer look at what's happening along, and we're going to get some great TDOT camera views coming up if it's not too dark on Vietnam Vets. So I don't know if we can get those ready. Downtown cameras, take these anytime. We can do 2 screens.
I'm going to take off the lightning.
Yep.
So you can get a better view. There we go.
Sure. So
and you
behind
just
me.
have they've been spinning the cameras around. So now you're double boxed right now if you look on the corner of the screen.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but that behind me there, that's downtown Nashville as the weather. You can see the camera. This is atop the Renaissance Hotel. So it's really doing a pretty good shake here.
That shake,
and we're not looking for any tornadoes here, but notice the rain curtain. Notice the rain curtain, it's racing toward downtown Nashville. Rain curtain is just a wall of rain beginning to move in, and it's along that and just ahead of it when the wind really picks up. And slowly but surely, we're going to see our real estate eaten away. Now, as compelling as this is, we've got to go back to Hendersonville just for a minute. We've got to go back to Sumner County and look at things there, just make sure all is well. We've just got the tornado warnings, just to identify, we've got the one in southern Kentucky, and then we've got the other one. Got the other one in Robertson County, correct? Until what time? 8:30, or what's the expiration time?
I'm sorry, for the one up here?
Yeah.
That one's 8:15, and it looks like the Robertson County, did that not drop off?
Has it dropped off? Okay.
Let's see.
It may have been 7:45.
No, that one was 8 o'clock, I believe, but it looks like it, okay, so yes, they canceled it 3 minutes ago. My apologies on that one. So Robertson County, the tornado warning is canceled for your area. Also, I know I mentioned this just a couple of minutes ago, but Simpson County in Kentucky, your tornado warning has also been canceled. So we now currently have one tornado warning. Let me go ahead and zoom in closer so we can take a better look at this one. So this is the storm for the folks in Scottsville. So Scottsville, we're talking to you halfway in your tornado safe place now.
This whole area right here, moving
it.
toward Fountain Run in Hopkinsville. Look at that. So if we have a tornado in progress, it's right on the south side of Scottsville. Moving along, tornado warning until 8:15. Let's do another track of that, and then let's go back to that downtown camera because it's coming in about 30 seconds or so downtown.
Oh, my apologies. Okay.
Halfway. Brackentown, that's just over the state line, so that's down in Tennessee. You don't have this concern.
Now, you want the track?
Yeah.
Sorry.
broaden out in here and just take it right over Tompkinsville, or looks like maybe down toward northern Macon County. There you go. So we're taking it toward Hermitage Springs, Salina. So we got Clay County.
Yeah, so those are.
And here's the updated track. Fountain Run, 814. Gumtree, 829. Gamaliel, Kentucky, 832. And Tompkinsville, 841. In this area here, where we've got that Scottsville rotation, you've got to be in your safe spot. Let's go to that downtown camera and take a look at this again, because that is just wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
All right. Okay, well, let's take a look at some pictures.
Sure.
I was going to shout out. So we're taking a look right now. This is right over downtown Nashville, so we can definitely see some rain that's now falling right on top of the lens. So it's getting dark out right now. Doesn't help that we have this on the timeline of that also. So some other things.
Ooh, look at that. That's our News 4 camera.
That one's right out here.
That may be a shelf cloud. We can't tell because we're on the back side of it now, but that may be, if anyone's on the front side of that, may see that coming in as a shelf. And you can see right here, there's that rain shaft. We're losing focus, but there's that leading edge. Sometimes you'll have a little shelf cloud. We're just doing a little pan. So the rain's moving in.
Yeah, we can hear it on the rooftop here.
Oh yeah, but there's downtown Nashville. And it looks like the rain's starting to hit the lens. And wow, what a storm coming through right into the heart of Nashville. Tornado warning continues right here around Scottsville, Kentucky. So we're talking you're east of Interstate 65. It's not Southwest Kentucky, it's now South Central, and it's moving toward Tompkinsville, Lafayette on the south side, and panning down this line. So we go from Bowling Green, heavy rain. There's Portland. It's gusty winds now, not just in Gallatin, but in the leading edge, because the gusty winds are firing some of these new showers. So it's even gusty now in Wilson County. If you're watching in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Gallatin High School, the main event comes through around 8 o'clock. So just a few minutes from now. Cedar Grove, 8:09, and Green Grove around 8:11. Down through Nashville, the reason we just looked at that live camera and it looked okay is just because it's sort of moderate to heavy rain, but it's a lot more solid farther north. Laura?
No pictures right now, but folks in Bellevue getting a lot of images, or rather, we're getting some reports that there's a lot of trees down in the Bellevue area and that there's some power outages there. So the Bellevue area is already feeling the impacts of this severe thunderstorm. Let's see. Also, for Williamson County in Fairview, we've got a big tree that fell down on a house. The intersection on that was Fairlawn and Brush Creek, so that one was just reported a couple of minutes ago, actually. So getting a lot of reports now of the power outages, the tree damage. So that's why we're going to continue to just take that moment. If you are not seeing these thunderstorms and we're talking to you and you're sitting here watching our program right now, now is the time that you need to be thinking about preparing, and preparing now is the time. So charge up your phone, grab the flashlights and the candles, as Dan mentioned earlier.
Yep. So tornado warning continues Scottsville, but let's go down this line. Let's go all the way down to the state line. So we start in this area, gusty winds firing, new cells ahead of it. The winds as they come in 50, 60 miles an hour, and then moving into Franklin. The winds look like they're really getting into Franklin right now. This is the heavy downpour she's tracking, but the wind is really going to get more active sooner. But Green Hills, very heavy rain, 7:57. So right now, coming in. Donaldson, 7:59, momentarily. We've got some front runner storms and Glencliff High School in just a few moments at 8:01. Let's keep going down that line and take it from the leading edge there and take it down to Marshall County, so right in down through here. And notice the heavy rain as it comes in, it's not going to last probably more than 10, 15 minutes, and then it turns to light rain, and then you're good for a while. You're good for a while, at least till probably the wee hours of the morning at least. But Cool Springs, we've got 8:03, Franklin High School 8:02, Fieldstone Farms, just a couple of minutes. That's really the leading edge of the activity there. Ravenwood High School 8:05, Santa Fe and Santa Fe High School at 8:11, and then farther south down the line back toward Lewis County. So working into Hohenwald, surely the rain is going to pick up in Hohenwald. The wind is probably starting to get going there. And I wouldn't be surprised. You see severe thunderstorm warning, Davidson County, all these yellow polygons, those are severe thunderstorm warnings. Severe thunderstorm watch continues for pretty much the entire mid-state until 1 o'clock in the morning. The exception farther north and west, but the whole Nashville metro area is in that severe thunderstorm warning until 8:15, I believe, is the expiration time. We're going to check on that right now. So here we go. Hendersonville, Gallatin, some expiration times. 8:15, as I mentioned. Columbia, 8:15. This whole zone, the whole leading edge, is under that severe thunderstorm warning. And then one tornado warning right here, and that's in Scottsville. And then just if you're tracking that one, that's until 8:15 as well. So all these very convenient around 8:15. Let's just go in for a closer look at that. What you got, Laura?
Okay, so I know you're talking about the current storms that's moving through right now, but now that a lot of these storms have passed out of a lot of regions, now we're kind of hearing more about some damage. So this just came out of the Montgomery County on the west side. We just got off the phone with the EMA director, who is actually heading out there right now to assess some damage. So there were some homes that were destroyed. A roof of a camper was actually ripped off. And this is right off of Cooper Creek Road. So this is in Montgomery County. The storm has passed, but, and I think this is going to be something that comes a little bit more common as the night progresses. We're going to hear about these thunderstorms move through, and then we're going to continue hearing about some additional damage. So we have a crew on the way right now that's going to head out to this location that's at Cooper Creek Road. A roof of a camper was actually ripped off. Homes are destroyed in this area from that thunderstorms that moved through earlier.
And as Laura mentions this, that in Montgomery County, look at all these W's coming in. So trees down a whole bunch along Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Notice the T farther north, southwest Todd County. That was the funnel cloud spotted. And we had video of that. Someone submitted that to News 4. And if you haven't seen that, we'll share it again here coming up in just a little while. But there was actually a funnel cloud that was around Pembroke and then farther south of there. All these W's, wind damage. Can we check out some of these other ones here just to see what's around Hopkinsville and farther south? Looks like 63 mile an hour winds. Fiberglass pole down, many trees down in the area of Pembroke. We'll see if this was a touchdown of a tornado. We don't know. It could be just like the other night. In so many areas, it was straight line damaging wind, but we had some rotation and we had a well-defined hook. Significant damage to a house. Is that exactly what you just read?
I read that 642, so that was 6 miles northeast of Herndon. So yeah, significant damage.
Okay, is that a different report than what you just mentioned? Because you mentioned
this
home
isn't
damage in Montgomery County.
I believe this is a different one.
Okay, different one.
Because I'm not seeing that one that I mentioned before being popped up on here. So
Unbelievable.
that was a call made directly into the EMA director.
Okay, so these are all starting to come in. Mm-hmm. All these reports starting to come in.
Oh,
and this is very populous in through here. A lot of people in through here, so that's why probably we're getting more reports.
Yeah, this one says they had a possible fire due to lightning strike, so that's something new. So that was at 79 North Crescent Lane in Russellville. Okay,
let's broaden out. Let's pop these off and let's get the leading edge again, because you can see where the leading edge is firing. New development. Let's track. That's where the gust front is. The gust front is not here. The gust front, or that leading edge of damaging wind, is where these new storms are firing. So let's track that, because that's when it gets a little wild outdoors. So we're going to take that and then head southeast, going to Cookeville. So these are moving along. These are not slow movers tonight. Looks like difficult 805, Lebanon 805, damaging wind gusts. You may have had some already. You may have had an active breeze come through already. Looks like Flat Rock 811 and Carthage 814. All right, let's keep going down the line. So track them into Murfreesboro. After Murfreesboro, of course, we're going to have Cannon County. Eventually Warren County, McMinnville. But yeah, right there where we're seeing them, that's perfect. And then moving right over Murfreesboro, Bradyville, Woodbury, Arrington 805. Gusty winds coming through. Maybe some rain with it, maybe not. You may have 10 minutes of dry wind before the rain comes in. Almaville 813, Walter Hill 814, and Siegel High School, that's just north of Murfreesboro, about 15 minutes from now. So downtown Murfreesboro, probably in 20 minutes. And then notice farther south, working into Columbia. It's just right there. It's right on moving to Linville. So we're talking now northern Giles County. These are going to go through the entire mid-state because it got so hot and so humid today. And then this is coming in and acting as a bulldozer in lifting the atmosphere and making more storms. Hampshire, 808. Columbia, 819. Damaging wind gusts very likely around that time. Mount Pleasant, 821. And Rock Springs at 827. So by 8:30. And then they go deeper into Lawrence, Giles, Wayne, Hardin counties, and then deeper into Rutherford County. You can see the gusty wind is already getting into Smyrna and Laverne. That's how quickly this has moved across the Nashville area. So it's conceivable, it's 8 o'clock, as we reset the view for just a moment and then go back to the tornado if we can, tornado warning. It's conceivable, 6 o'clock they were back here. It's conceivable at 10 o'clock or 10:30, they'll be completely out of the News 4 area, completely out. Warning ring continues, Scottsville, Fountain Run. Tornado warning, 8:15, expiration time. You got to remain hunkered down. Scottsville, Fountain Run. This is your early warning. We don't have a tornado warning for Gamaliel. In fact, we don't even have a tornado warning for where this thing is. For where that warning ring is, the tornado warning is displaced farther north. But none of that matters on a night like tonight where we're seeing on News 4 with our own live radar, where we're seeing areas of rotation. We're going to call out spots where you have to go to your safe place anyway, because we're seeing these hooks, we're seeing this little pocket of rotation here and there, and we've got to take it really seriously. And when you see a warning ring, that just shows very strong rotation. It's another version of our rotation detector around that storm. So we're getting some good roads here. This is Cook Road around Amos in Kentucky, Mount Zion. Behind me, let's see what that is, Forest Springs. Haynesville is along the state line. So some of the roads look like, pardon me, Mount Union Road, Napier Road. There's that Forest Springs there. State Highway 1578. Now, this is the black line is the Tennessee and Kentucky line. So Gamaliel is farther east of there. There's Fountain Run. This right here is where we have that tornado warning until 8:15, just north of Macon County and just north of Clay County in Tennessee. So we're going to track that along to the east-southeast, and this could be going toward Dale Howell Lake. It could roll right over the lake. We'll have to watch this. So if you live around the lake, stay tuned to News 4. We're going to keep tracking it for you. But Gamaliel, there's your time, 8:30. Could be a tornado, could be rotation, could be a developing tornado or one in progress. Emberton, 8:31. Clementsville at 8:35. 8:42, we've got a time for Bowles. Tompkinsville, we've mentioned your name a bunch in the last little while, 8:42. Moss at 8:45, and Hessland at 8:46 too. Severe thunderstorms up and down the line. These came out of Missouri earlier today, into Illinois, into Kentucky, and now the heart of Middle Tennessee. Maybe in time they get into Georgia. Maybe by midnight they're into Georgia and causing some problems there. So Hartsville, looks like a new storm is developing right over Trousdale County. All these spotty showers and storms being lifted up by that initial gust front. So severe weather, very possible in this whole zone. The western part of Trousdale County, severe thunderstorm warning for 10 more minutes. So 10 more minutes, Walnut Grove. Any new warnings? Sometimes we get tight. We don't see the new warnings come out. Jackson County is brand new here.
Yeah, one just popped up, 8:45.
Okay, and they issued a severe for this one in Tompkinsville. So the Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning for, what county? Is that Monroe County? I believe that's Monroe County. Simpson, Allen, Monroe County. I believe that's Monroe County, Tompkinsville.
Monroe County, correct.
Okay, great. And then so we've got this whole brand new severe thunderstorm warning that now includes the heart of Jackson County, Gainsboro, right along the river there. Laura's just highlighted that. All these coming through are going to kick up some wind, and it could be damaging wind. A bunch of people without power. Farther down, now into Smyrna, Laverne, it's coming down. Gusty, moments away from Murfreesboro, right down through Franklin. It looks like you're getting into it. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning. That includes Murfreesboro, Lewisburg, Chapel Hill, most of Murray County, in the northwestern side of Cannon County. So we're just going to go down this whole line and eventually see the whole area warned for, because they look like they're getting more ragged, but that leading edge gust front is just too strong, and it's not diminishing.
I went too fast on that one. We redo that.
Okay.
Just want to make sure everybody's
we want
a really exact track on this one.
Very, very good. Yep.
So I'm still thinking we're on that 40-mile-an-hour path.
Southeast at 40, so Smyrna, it's moving in now. We've got Arrington 808, Summit High School. So Summit High School is essentially where we're just yesterday at Thompson Station area. Here's Thompson Station right in this area, right in through here. More strong winds coming in, hopefully not nearly having the same impact. And it looks like, Almaville 814. And it's funny, when you lapse that, the towns move around, but you get the idea. It's probably in the next, say, 15, 20 minutes. That's how fast these are going.
Yeah, there's Thompson Station right there.
What does rotation detector show? Anything in any of these areas? Any back where we had that tornado warning for a while?
Well,
any debris or anything? This whole band of storms right through Nashville. And all of these have a lot of lightning too.
Now let me see. Now I believe I have it turned on.
Yep.
We're not seeing.
So here we go. And rotation detector shows.
Oh, my apologies.
Look at that right there.
Yeah, that one's still.
So that's the one we were telling you about.
Yeah, that was the one that doesn't have a warning on it.
No, it's Monroe County, Simpson County. Looks like time now is 8:07. So we still have one active tornado warning, it looks like, unless that has been
Here it is.
canceled.
Oh, wow. So now we have a tornado warning for Davidson, Rutherford, and Wilson counties.
All right, let's find out where that
one
is.
is
Tornado
new.
warning.
Let's
Moving southeast, east-southeast at 45. That's our track. Right there. Is that over right here? Let's go back. Yep, there it is. You can see the rotations. So we're going to get tight on this. Yep, that's what I would think. So there's that. Gladeville, you're in this. Laverne, you're in this. Rural Hill, Ashwood. Just east of Nashboro Village, over Percy Priest Lake. Let's pull up rotation detector real quick and see if we can identify some streets. Look at that right there. So this is, it could be a couple areas that we're watching, but this is the one that's really probably triggered it right here. So that is right on the border of Rutherford and Davidson counties. And then there's another one right around Smyrna that we have to watch very carefully. Okay. What do you see?
Well, I just want to bring everyone up to speed again. So this was just in as of 2 minutes ago. A tornado warning has been issued for Davidson, Rutherford, and Wilson counties. This will remain in effect from now until 8:45. So we have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Rural Hill or 14 miles southeast of Nashville. So we're still at that east clip, about 40-45 miles per hour, as Dan just mentioned. Okay,
so near Rural Hill.
So another thing that they're talking about right now is that given the atmosphere, this is how fast it's going to happen. They're going to have to issue quick tornado warnings just because of the quick spin ups. So we just saw that happen just now with this tornado warning. So this is a serious threat, then something that needs to be taken seriously.
Listen, if they're talking near Rural Hill, we get another little area of rotation that we have to look at too, because look at this right here. And so just to give you guys, reiterate that tornado warning, if you would, for everyone. Tell everybody what it's until what time?
Oh, I'm sorry. This one is for, this is for Rutherford, Davidson, and Wilson County until 8:45. So we're seeing a possible TDS with the tornado warned in southeast Davidson County.
Okay, so here's southeast Davidson County where my writing is, and it's gone this way. It's right in the neighborhood of Smyrna, is what we're seeing. So we got to track that. Let's get that conventional. Now it doesn't show up great, but it's there. So why don't we track it from right around Smyrna down to the east southeast, and we're gonna have to broaden that out a little bit. Let me clear that. Disregard those times, everyone, because these are flying. So most dangerous part of that storm is going that way.
Yes, there you go.
So here's that track. Smyrna now, Smyrna High School now, Rosswood now, and then farther down, Walter Hill, 823. So there's a few more minutes. Walter Hill's in northern Rutherford County. So my guess is it's that dot right there east of 231. And then Bethel, Murfreesboro itself, the north side of Murfreesboro at least, we have to be aware that this is a possibility coming on through, and that's at 827, and Oakland High School at 8, looks like 828 as well. Now, if we could just for a moment again clear this off and highlight with a telestrator that boxed in area. So we're talking Gladeville, this red polygon, this is where the tornado warning is. Behind me is Nashville and Brentwood. This is on the east side. I'm going to come on this side. Nashville's here. This is our brand new tornado warning for northern portions of Rutherford, far southeastern Davidson County, but this is moving so quickly it's really out of Davidson County in southeastern or southwestern Wilson County, Gladeville, Smyrna. It's that storm right over Smyrna. Here's Interstate 24. So we've got cameras on I-24. It looks like it's just north of there, so it would be tough to resolve in the dark. You probably wouldn't see a whole lot other than rain, but it's going through the heart of Smyrna. Any concern for a tornado is around the Smyrna area right now. So you've just got to just relax, but move quickly, get to your safe spot. Laura's mentioned a bunch of times tonight. I've mentioned a bunch of times. Basement, if you got one, storm shelter, most of us don't. Then bathroom, closet, away from windows, the smallest room you got, because that's going to be more sturdy than a large room without windows and away from outside walls. Put as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible and let this thing get out of there. It's going to move quickly. It's going right across 231 in just a few minutes and then on its way toward Las Casas. So Las Casas, yes, you're in that tornado warned area. And eventually Auburntown and Woodbury in northern Cannon County, this could become your storm. It looks like it's just trying to spin up right there around Smyrna. Very concerning storm around Nolensville as well. We didn't see rotation with that. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning. There's some lightning, there's some thunder. On the leading edge of these gust fronts, you can get these very fast spin ups so the storm doesn't look all that menacing, but still it causes some problems. Tornado warning, northern Rutherford County, southwestern Wilson County, and just for a couple more moments, we'll keep it out there for Davidson County, and then we'll give you the all clear in Davidson County from a tornado threat. But even southeastern Davidson County, you've got that potential. So right in through there, that tornado warning for until 8:45. Southern Kentucky, look at that.
We have another one now up here.
Exactly, and that's the one we were just talking about that looked just as bad.
So, so I do want to tell you, this one that we have here is about to expire, so they're going to let that one go. But this one just came in, and this is the one we were talking about a little while ago. It looks suspicious.
Yep.
So here's what we know. Let's see if I can find that right here. It's not showing up, but let me put a track on this, and you can talk through.
Yeah, so here's Lafayette. So we've got two active tornado warnings that you got to act for. One is for the folks, looks like, it's tough to see, but Gamaliel. Is Gamaliel in that, or is it cut off at Kentucky? It's probably not in that. So that's Leonard, just south of Gamaliel. But I'm telling you, if I live in Gamaliel, it doesn't matter. We told you this before. You got to be in your safe spot because this is the bad part of the storm. Gamaliel, Kentucky, Hermitage Springs, Leonard, Clementsville, 831. So hunker down in all these communities. Bowles, 836, Pine Hill, 838, Hessland at 839. We've got video we'll share later on when we have an opportunity of this exact same storm producing a funnel cloud around Pembroke, Kentucky in eastern Christian County. Tornado warning until 8:45 in northern sections of its Macon County, correct?
Let's see. We've got sorry, the chat's getting all.
It's okay. Just zoom out a little bit and we'll identify that real quick. It looks like it's northeastern Macon County, western Clay County, and far northwestern portions of Jackson County.
Yes.
Let's go back to the Smyrna Storm. And just take a look at that one too. And so here we are, still showing a hook.
Davidson County was dropped for that. So Davidson County in the clear from tornado.
Yeah, so because Nashville Village is here. And so you can see that the worst part of the storm is down and through here. Walter Hill, it could be a couple of areas that we have to watch here because here's another little hook. Here's another hook. So let's look at rotation on any of these and just see the worst looking part of it. There's one area, and then there's a little more broad area coming out of Smyrna. Both of these are sort of, they're there. So you got to pay attention to them. So in the heart of that tornado warning is a brand new warning ring. Mm-hmm. So 8:16, that's current time right here, back through, say, Ashwood. We're talking about the far northwestern part of Rutherford County. That's where this is right now. So if you don't recognize these communities, that's where we are. So the worst of the weather is passed on by, past Nashville. It's still coming down, but notice these little areas of rotation where we've got green and red tightly packed. And so we've got to respect all of them. One is over Smyrna, just south of the warning. Another one is up in the heart of the warning right here. So let's do a couple of tracks as you're about to do that. That's going to cross 840. That's going to cross 840 in, looks like northern Rutherford County. So here's Wilson County is Rutherford County, and it's moving along. Either one of those you can track. And I would track it from the leading edge.
Whole line right
yeah,
there,
right in through there. Tornado warning for there. So Rutherford, Wilson, Clay, Jackson, Macon counties. 5 tornado warnings until 8:45 tonight. You're watching News 4, and we're tracking the storms as they push on the east side of Nashville. Nashville, the weather's improving, but not so quick. For Noreen, 824, you've got to be in your safe spot. You got to be hunkered down, put as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible, wrap your body on pillows and blankets. If you've got a helmet, a bike helmet, put it on your head, especially if you're downstream of this and it's not right on top of you. If you've got 10 minutes to go, if you're watching from Woodbury, you've got some time to make preparations. Then get those things ready to go. Get the charger with you so you can plug it into your iPhone in the bathroom with you and stay aware. Could be a developing tornado. Could be, we don't know, in this part of northern Rutherford County and southern portions of Wilson County, right on the line just east of Davidson County. And then there could be one here moving through portions of Macon County, about to move into Clay County. So it's northeastern Macon County. That's the other area of immediate concern for a tornado threat. All along the leading edge, damaging wind gusts are possible, and it lasts, the heavy rain lasts 20, 30 minutes, and then it moves away.
That's right. So I'm actually looking at this new severe thunderstorm warning. So this was just issued. This is for Allen. Let's see, this one's for Allen and Monroe, and they're saying the tornado possible. So they're using that actual tag right there for that suspicious area. So you have the tornado warning there.
Yep, that's the Gamelia.
That's the one, yeah. So we're watching it, they're watching it as well. So right now it's just a severe thunderstorm warning, but it does look a bit suspicious. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to put a track on this one. So right now, for folks in Hopkinsville, and I know this has been a big heads up. We've been talking to you for over an hour now. But now is the time. Now is when the storm is moving in toward your area. Putting a track on this area right here. So we have the tornado warning that's in that area. That's still in effect from now until 8:45. So Gamelia, and am I saying that correctly?
Yep, Gamelia. 8:22,
so 3 minutes. This is a suspicious area for us that we continue to monitor. So Gamelia, for folks, if you're watching here News 4, now is the time to be in your tornado safe place. Leonard, 8:25 this evening. Union Hill, you're at 8:32. Pine Hill, farther down the line, heads up, 8:37. In Clay County High School. Let's move in a little closer. We can get a better look at some of the street level that we're looking at. If I can clear this. There we go. Let's see, Fountain, so these are the longer ones, so they might be difficult to read, but I'm reading out Fountain Run Road back to Lil Taylor Road, Cropper Ridge Road, and then we see Winkler's Crossroads and Spivey also. So folks in those areas, this is a suspicious area that we're watching.
Laura, we got a tremendous amount of damage coming in. These reports are just flying in, and this is from the greater metro Nashville area. We've got, we've got, let's see, trees down, blocking westbound lanes of Bell Road. Quite a bit of debris in the area. We've got trees down blocking roads, Hillsboro at Vaughn. So that sounds like it's down into Williamson County. We've got Jackson County, tornado warning. We know about that. Trees down in front of every house on our street in Stanford Estates in Donaldson. Wow. Trees down Amelia Drive at Nippers Corner. Trees and utility poles down on Mallory Lane in Franklin. Trees down in Inglewood. Trees down and power out in Wedgwood, Houston County, I believe. Unbelievable, all the wind damage we're getting. Trees down at Chet Atkins and 19th and Music Row. Just incredible. So we're going to track these things. We're going to reset and show you. We've got 2 tornado warnings in effect right now, and you've seen them at the bottom of your TV screen from time to time. Counties included, we've got Rutherford, northern Rutherford, southern portions of Wilson, those two counties here for this that's coming on through. So right in through here. So if you're watching Gladeville, Las Casas, Noreen, you've got to be hunkered down. There could be a tornado in progress. There's been truckloads of wind damage with this tonight. And then farther north, the other tornado warning we got is here, northeastern Macon, western Clay, and portions of Jackson. What you got?
Let's see. I wanted to look over. There it is for.
There you go. Debris
there
signature.
That is, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's pull up. So we've got our debris detector here that's triggered. Let's actually go and see if we can see any debris lofted. Hey, that could be it in the heart of the tornado warning. We could have this because this little gray, we very seldom see this gray debris detector pop up, but when it does, it's almost a definite sign that we've got some debris. And look at the debris lofted. It looks like, let's see how it pairs up with any sort of rotation. And it does. It pairs up perfectly. Yep. You see so right in through here. So it looks like we might have a radar confirmed tornado that's actually as clear as can be, moving toward Noreen. We've got to track the debris is just a snapshot. So let's see what we can, this could be rain wrapped. It could be on the leading edge on the north side of Noreen, or it could be rain wrapped. We got to sort of assume that it's actually on the leading edge because that's probably the best bet. So Noreen, remain hunkered down. This is early warning for Alexandria. In Statesville, we may have a tornado on the way toward you. You don't have a tornado warning, so this is just us saying heads up. You don't need to go to the safe spot yet, but you might get the call in just the next few minutes across northern DeKalb County. We're going to take it from the north side of Noreen, and this thing, I'm going to have to redraw this. Please ignore those times. Redraw this, and we're going to take it right from here. We're going to try this one more time. Just pardon my choosing the wrong button. So let's do this one more time. Where are you? Right here. So move to the east at about 40 or so, and there it is. So right in the heart of the tornado warning, and this is the southern one right here. There's that tornado warning. The most dangerous part of the storm is now getting to the eastern side of that. So right here around Noreen. Watertown, 8:31. Time is 8:23. Watertown High School. So that's just one of these white dots a little farther east of there. So on the northeast side, or southeast side, of Wilson County. Alexandria, 8:40. We just mentioned you. Liberty, 8:47. Gordonsville. So we're on the border of DeKalb and Smith County, right along I-40. It's in the close zone to this, if not the crosshairs. Temperance Hall, 8:51. And DeKalb County High School at 8:58. You have something new?
The tornado warning was canceled for Clay, Jackson, and Macon counties.
Okay, so that northern, tornado warning. There's still a couple of hooks up there that we're going to have to monitor. This is that thing that was just canceled for. It looks like a diminished hook, and there's another one that we cannot ignore. So we'll come back to you folks, but just, hey, bear in mind, Salina, Gainsboro, you're going to get your severe thunderstorm warning any minute now. And there's been some rotation. It's very broad. It's not as concerning, but it's something that we'll watch as it moves right towards Salina. So active tornado warning still on the south side, and still south side of Lebanon, just south of you, Noreen, and then moving toward Auburntown.
Till 8:45, they did just continue that one till 8:45.
So we've gotten a bunch of damage reports. It's taking them a while to populate because it just takes a little while for them to get into the system. But we'll see a bunch of more W's pop up. Let's look at the Fairview one. Tree down on a house at intersection of Fairlawn Road and Brush Creek Road. Much more to come.
And so another thing is they're talking about for folks in Murfreesboro, looking at winds upwards of 80 miles per hour headed in that direction. So there's that. Are you drawing the line of that?
I'm drawing the leading edge of the Gust Front. This is the damaging wind line where it starts to pick up and it gets your attention. And really, that's what we're tracking all of our storms, the leading edge, because they're firing new little cells behind it. Let's do another track of this tornado warning, and then maybe we'll do some tracks all the way down.
Sure.
From north to south.
Yeah, let's start with this one, though.
So we've seen some debris on the radar, folks, and that's around Noreen. Right here, sort of on the northern fringe of that tornado warning, in southern portions of Wilson County. So southern Wilson County, northern Rutherford County, right to the edge of Cannon County, you've got a tornado warning in effect. So Laura's tracking this gust front farther south, And so Dowelltown, 829, Kittrell, 833. We've got DeKalb County High School, 842, and Hampton Crossroads at 852. Severe weather moving in, damaging wind gusts very likely, lightning and thunder. If we pop on lightning just for a moment, and let's get an update on that. You can still see very electrical cells all the way down into the heart of Murray County. Storms over Thompson Station now, Spring Hill. They're noisy, but they're not as noisy as they are up and through here. So northern Rutherford County, and then moving this way, Auburntown, these new storms firing. Let's do some more storm tracks, and you'll get an idea of when they're coming to you. If you've been just hanging around, you've heard about the threat this evening, and you're wondering when these storms are going to move on through. So this part of the line's moving almost due east, a little south of due east. So it's moving right towards Salina, Jamestown. And so we've got that movement going about 40. So Gainsboro, 833. 833, and you've got that, looks like, is Gainsboro, I don't think Gainsboro is quite in that severe thunderstorm warning, but you'll get it here momentarily. Clay County High School, 835, damaging wind gusts possible. Pea Ridge, 838, Center Grove, 841, and Upperman High School, about 845. Baxter's on the western side of Putnam County, about 8:45 tonight. So as these storms get to Cookeville, we'll actually show the camera downtown Cookeville, and you'll see the storms coming on through. We watched them come through Davidson County, and then farther south we get some other storms going towards, say, White County, Sparta. If you're watching from Sparta and McMinnville, the leading edge is not far away, so you're going to get this wind to really start to pick up in just a little while. Some front runner cells back toward Auburntown, just north of Woodbury, but moving right toward the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport, Bon Air Mountain, going this whole way, right up the Cumberland Plateau, and right toward Crossville, staying just south of the interstate, but even the interstate's going to get it, and north of the interstate will get it as well. So we just talked about Baxter. There's our Cassville time, 8:51, Sparta, 9:02. So just past 9 o'clock, the middle of White County. Doyle at 9:05, Laurelburg 9:07, and Bon Air Mountain, I just mentioned, at 9:08. So that's moving that way toward the Cumberland Plateau. Very heavy downpours continue now, lightning and thunder, Lebanon. Now, once the leading edge comes by, it's still going to be windy in the rain, but the strongest wind is with this gust front, this damaging wind line, and it says these little new showers bubble up. That's where we're getting that line of damaging wind coming on through. Around that or just ahead of that. Smyrna still raining, Nolensville. Nothing looking overly menacing on the radar behind that first wave coming on through. Again, tornado warning still in effect if you're just joining us for portions of the northern portion of Wilson and the southern portion, the southern portion of Wilson, the northern portion of Rutherford County. Wind speed, what does rotation detector show? The SRV there, does it show any broad areas, any tight areas of circulation? It really doesn't. What does it show for debris detector? Anything up in this area that we don't know because we don't see this paired with this little pocket of blue. We were talking about Noreen before. We don't see that paired with really strong rotation. So we don't know that that's tornado debris. We have no idea. And so we're just going to have to see as damage reports come in through the night and tomorrow if that is. But, it's losing definition in through here. Tornado warning remains in effect until 8:45. Through the evening, we've been giving certain areas, the all clear when we feel at Channel 4, at News 4, that the threat is passed, even if the warning stands for a little while. But we're not going to do that with this storm, this one here, because it's ill-defined and we've seen some debris out there. And so we're going to ride this one out unless it completely falls apart. But obviously, it's still holding its own with all those reds and pinks showing up around Noreen and then new cells ahead of it.
Sure. Just going down the line a little bit farther now. So you just went to that top half. We still have another severe thunderstorm warning for folks impacted from Spring Hill, zipping in closer. This is still on that fast clip, about 40, 45 miles per hour. So we're giving the first heads up for folks. I'm going to get Tullahoma in this and Manchester. So now this is your storm track as this line of thunderstorms zips closer toward your area. So Chapel Hill, you have just about 2 minutes before this storm arrives in your area. Newtown, 8:35, Christiana, 8:39. And then if you look down the road, Lynchburg, Tullahoma, Manchester, some areas that's going to be the pre-early heads up for this line of thunderstorms. And, Dan, if you look at the thunderstorms, you look at Nashville, this is cleared out, but we still have a lot of our cameras up, and you still see the lightning just lighting up the sky as those storms begin to exit. Also, now we're seeing a better picture for folks in Lawrenceburg, and this is closing in on your area. Tracking this, it's that same motion southeast. 40 miles per hour. I have to extend the view, but we had that severe thunderstorm warning. That was actually just extended, was that not? That just happened. That one goes until about 9:30. So we have Linville now on the path, so about 15 minutes, and then Lawrenceburg, we're talking to you now about 8:46 this evening, and then Richland High School, 8:48. So you're continuing.
Yeah, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for, this one is in southern Kentucky. Cumberland County, Kentucky is one of our counties.
Sure.
So, you know, it's just a stormy night. It's stormy night, and you got to respect all these storms as they come through. There's Cumberland County, Burkesville right in the heart of that. So it's coming on through, and you're going to expect the same thing. Damaging wind gusts, tremendous rain, lightning and thunder, maybe some hail on the north side of Marrowbone going toward Kettle, going toward Albany. So Clinton County, you're next in line. Here, right over Cumberland County, Clinton County, you're next in line, and you're in that severe thunderstorm warning for the next probably 45 minutes or so. Snow, 8:59, Wolf River Dock, 8:59, Albany, Kentucky, 9:02, Cumberland City at 9:02, and Pickett County High School. So moving into northern Pickett County, that's our far northeastern communities there. Pickett County, when you get over towards, say, I guess we got Jamestown and a little farther east of Byrdstown, but that is pretty much where it ends off at Highway 127. So all those areas are going to get hit by some severe weather in the next 45 minutes to an hour at most. Here's that severe thunderstorm warning, really closing in on Salina. So we're getting into the Dale Hollow Lake area. Hopefully nobody's out on the lake right now. Hopefully people have stayed aware of the weather and in touch with it, and they're getting out, because this would just be awful to be out there as this comes on through. No more than 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes for the rain, and probably the wind is already reaching Salina as I speak. Gainsboro, it's coming on through. There's Jackson County. Cookeville, things still look good there. It may start to get windy downtown. Is it getting breezy on that downtown Cookeville camera? I heard we have that camera. Okay, we're going to refresh that and take a look. Let's just take a look just for a moment.
See if I can pull that up over here.
Yeah, we got it right here. So this is
Okay.
courtesy of the folks in the county there, the county mayor, and lightning in the distance. Did you see that? Yeah, so still dry. Good looking storms out there. I don't know what you see, Laura, but it looks like the trees are pretty still.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot of movement.
From my perspective. Okay, let's go back to the radar.
Turn around.
Cookeville, you just got a little while. And it's going to come on through. Severe thunderstorm warning for you. Now they get Jamestown. They get Fentress, Pickett, all of northeastern Middle Tennessee, and all of South Central and South Central Kentucky. Severe thunderstorm warnings until 9:15. So this is going to get out of here, the northern extent, in 45 minutes to an hour. Now farther down, let's go down and see if we've gotten any extension of the warnings for our southern communities. We're going to get down to Lawrenceburg, get down, if you would, to Giles County, Columbia, Lewisburg, Lawrenceburg. It's coming in. You're in that warning. Gusty winds moving in right now along 43. Pulaski, Lewisburg, toward Fayetteville. It's going to race into Alabama. It's moving very quickly tonight. Lawrence County High School, 8:42, Lawrenceburg, 8:42, Holt, 8:43, Richland High School, 8:45, and Holly Creek at 8:48. Damaging wind gusts, almost a guarantee. We're not seeing them populate on the radar as quickly as they're coming in on some information we're reading from time to time when we step off and take a break, but the wind damage reports are just unbelievable. How many trees have been blown down in Davidson County and Rutherford County? I haven't seen a whole lot of reports in Williamson County, but I know they're out there. Trees are blown down at Opry Mills. You know where that is? On the east side of Nashville, east side of town. This is all pushing down to the southeast. So Lawrenceburg, again, you've got a couple of minutes, if not right now, as the winds are picking up. Can we get into Murfreesboro and then track those down into McMinnville, if you would, Lord? You can see it moving down towards Soddy Daisy. that northern extent, because the reports have been coming in for Murfreesboro, for Rutherford County of the trees, and it's right here, the leading edge. It's right in Woodbury. That's where the wind's picking up. So let's take it from there down 70, right into Morrison and McMinnville, and then up the mountains, up the Cumberland Plateau. Yep, it's going to go right toward Altamont, Grundy County, and then get out of Middle Tennessee. It can't get out of here fast enough because just what an awful storm system. 857 Morrison. So we're talking about you now in Warren County. Fredonia 857, Hiwassee about 9 o'clock. Looks like Summitville about 9 o'clock. Manchester 904 and Viola at 906. So the heart of Coffee County 905 or so. 905 coming on through. Lightning, thunder, damaging wind gusts. Nashville, let's just zoom out and take a look at the whole mid-state now, because if you have some things to do, if you postpone your early evening stuff, you have to go to the supermarket to do things, to get ready for the weekend. Once you get to Gallatin, Hendersonville, Nashville, Franklin, Linden points north, it's just rain. There'll be some lightning and thunder, but this is not severe and it's not going to go severe. In fact, take a look at if we could go to the TrueView computer just for a minute. This is how they've been changing the severe thunderstorm watch, and they're pulling it back. Just as I just said, they're knocking out the counties northwest of Nashville, and next to go is Sumner and Williamson and Davidson counties. They'll be knocked out of the watch because the severe threat is done in these areas that aren't yellow anymore. It's now focused in south central, in eastern and southeastern Middle Tennessee, and that trend will continue for the next several hours.
I'm sorry, I'm looking on Twitter now, looking for some pictures of some damage that came out of Smyrna earlier. It's a possible funnel cloud. So I'm waiting to see if we have permission to show that here in a second.
Well, we did. They've got it. Let's pop up something.
We'll pop that one up.
Yeah, take a look. Let's see what that is. Something in the back that they've got to share from Rutherford County. Look at that.
There's that picture, yep.
Yeah, so that looks like it could be a funnel. You can't really tell. I mean, there's some sort of lowering. It's tricky. On nights like tonight, Laura, as you know, you used to work in Kansas, where you get so much wind coming in, stirring things up, you get these things called scud clouds, these little clouds that just form beneath the base of the storm, little scud cloud, but this does look like it might be a funnel. We don't know. But that's from Smyrna earlier tonight off of Twitter. I guess Casey Brewer tweeted that earlier tonight. We pulled that up in the back, so thank you for finding that photo. So that was earlier, Smyrna. Now, what's the story with that tornado warning? Let's get an update to folks there, because it's been a few minutes since we've been there. So we were talking before about southern portions of Wilson and northern portions of Rutherford County. So it was around Noreen, but it's past Noreen now. If we zoom in.
It looks like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It looks like they dropped, no, it's still,
I see the red line.
so difficult to see.
Yep, it's tough. Yep, but there it is.
I'm going to draw this so folks at home can see it.
Perfect. What remains from that tornado warning is that little zone right there. This Highway 96 going right through the middle of this thing, Las Casas. So this is really just in Rutherford County, correct, Laura? That's where this thing stands. Wilson County is out of this?
Correct.
Okay, till 8:45, 5 more minutes. So you've got to stay hunkered down. Milton, there's Las Casas. Threat is passing you quickly, Las Casas, but stay in your safe spot. Ride this thing out. We told you before we're not going to give you the all clear until this one is done, because this has been a strange one. And in Milton, there you are. So next in line, this is Cannon County, the western border of Cannon County. We've got no word whether or not we'll see a reissuance of the tornado warning. I suspect no, but we'll see. But we've got 5 more minutes to see this thing just a little south of Highway 96, or very close to 96. It's now east of 231, to give you lay of the land. 231 goes up and down Murfreesboro to looks like Lebanon, and it's just east of there. So tornado warning. That's the only tornado warning we've got, and then a slew of severe thunderstorm warnings. Just incredible, all these severe thunderstorm warnings. Lightning, the most electrical part of this whole band, is right here, and then all the way down into southern portions of Middle Tennessee, about to move into Lawrenceburg. There's been a lot of lightning up and through here. And look at the wind damage. All these are coming in. Hickman County, we've got one from Fairview. What's this one? Trees down county-wide. Centerville.
There's one that just came in from Lawrence County. There's a barn blown into State Route 240, and this is on Locker Road and Highway 240 in the Turnpike. So this is right in between Summertown and Henryville. So that's in Lawrence County. There's a barn blown over.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it seems like, as we mentioned before, it's as this line passes through, that's when we start seeing a bigger picture. So I'm expanding. I know they're seeing a lot on your screen right now, but you can see a lot of this wind damage. So this was at 757 in Nashville. So some trees and some power lines down on the western half of the county. A couple more areas that we're seeing, so W's, that means for that wind damage.
Yep.
Trees down at Opry Mills, so that's 2 east of Inglewood.
Yep.
That was, so it was reported at 8:30. Another one, see if this is that same one. So north of Fairview, some tree down in a house. I think we talked about this one earlier. So the house at the intersection of Fairlawn Road and Bush Creek Road. Update with the tornado warning for Rutherford and Wilson County. They're allowing that to expire, so we should see that drop off here in a couple of minutes. So that's still through 8:45, so that's about 3 minutes from now.
Yep, this is a little tiny zone, northern Rutherford County, tiny zone. Hey, we get a good picture that's come in, I've heard about from a passenger aboard an airplane at the Nashville airport. Wow. Can you say shelf?
Yeah, shelf.
Little weather term there, but this is a massive classic shelf cloud. And so it sort of leans out, reaches out, looks like it's going to come get you. And beneath it and behind it, the wind is just howling. It's just very dangerous. And what a great picture at the Nashville airport. You could see some airplane wings and airplanes in the distance. Laura?
Canceled. They went ahead and canceled the tornado warning. So right now, as you see on your screen right now, I actually highlighted what was left of the tornado warning, which that should drop off here very soon. So as of right now, there are just several severe thunderstorm warnings that are currently in effect. No tornado warnings, but I think we're going to hang on the air just until this passes. Because of the environment that we are working with here, it is very possible that these tornado warnings can just spin up really quick. So for Nashville, we're seeing, let me take off these storm reports, and let's do a quick zoom in. Let's take some tracks as far as the severe thunderstorm warnings go right now. Still looking at that high wind threat, and as we see before with all the wind damage that follows behind that, those are the reports that are coming in once the storm threat completely clears. So power outages, trees down, then things are going to be like of that nature that we're looking, and we're still seeing things of that intensity. So I'm going to give the heads up for folks in Sparta. This is your heads up for this line of thunderstorms. This is your turn for the thunderstorms to move through. We're on target for 9:07 this evening, so you have about 20 minutes. You look down the road, White Hill 9:22, and then we have viewers in Spencer 9:22 also for that arrival time. Pleasant Hill about 9:25. So we're looking at those severe thunderstorm warnings that will continue to be extended out ahead of this line as it races at that decent clip, about 40-45 miles per hour. We see behind that things are becoming much calmer as that line sweeps out. Swinging back around, let's go ahead, put a track on. I'm going to follow right along with this line so I can give everybody that good last tour as far as the high wind threat with the severe thunderstorm warnings as they continue racing out. We have Fall Creek at 8:27 and Lewisburg 8:48 rather. Bell Buckle 8:51 and then we've got War Trace 8:58. You're now on the map, and Shelbyville 8:58. So severe thunderstorm warnings still in effect from now till 8:30 out ahead of that main band of that gust front that we've been talking about with that high wind threat. Zip out. And then swinging around. So Lawrenceburg, we were talking about you earlier. So this is literally moving into your area now. Danny just walked out here. Did you have anything?
Yeah, I'm going to just let you do this track, and then we'll update folks on flooding. And then what we're actually going to do is, because the tornado threat has diminished, and we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for most areas that haven't had one yet, we're going to just do updates during commercial breaks.
Sure.
But yeah, you could see the times there. In Bodenham at 8:51, Leoma 8:53, Loretto 8:58, which is just a matter of minutes from now. Just encircle this area in southwest Kentucky. We do want to let folks know there's a flash flood warning So we're talking about you in Callaway, Trigg, Christian, and Todd counties until 12:30 in the morning. That's how much rain has fallen lately, and then tonight with these storms. So even if you venture out tonight after the severe weather threat is done in your area, please be on the lookout for areas that are just running high with water, roads covered in water. As we say all the time on television, please turn around, don't drown, and don't put yourself at risk in a situation that you could avoid just by going back the other way. But severe thunderstorms approaching the Cumberland Plateau, moving down 24. What we're going to do is head back to, I believe it's American Ninja Warrior, and then give you updates during commercial breaks so you can stay ahead of the storms. We'll be on Facebook Live periodically and doing a lot of Twitter mentions as well coming up. So. Cool.
Well, good job. Really fast.
Who are you tracking with?